Okay, everybody, welcome to start our Overwatch tournament for School of Gaming. This is the last big event of this year. And today, with me here in the stream studio is Optimus casting this tournament. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, back for another tournament. I don't even remember when the last one was. It's been a while. A lot of changes have happened, both in-game and out, of course, with competition also coming out in the last few weeks. We won't mention that on the stream now. But yes, so It's fun. It's always fun to come back to these tournaments as we do them every now and then. It's been a while since the last one. So interesting to see how people have improved. For example, this first matchup here between Arctic and KC, we have a lot of returning players from the last quite a few tournaments that we've actually done. Of course, for today, just to make sure that everyone's aware, I know Hazard is a brand new fun hero and everyone loves playing him. He's not available for this tournament, so there will be no Hazard play. So if you like Hazard, unfortunate for you. If you don't like Hazard, maybe you like it even more. He's definitely a fun hero. I played him a little bit more today because I had time, and he's definitely going to be fun to watch going forward. But we won't be seeing any Hazard today. So if I was to hazard a guess, I assume we'll probably be seeing, especially with us starting at Ilias, probably a lot more sort of dive compositions. And Arctic
So,
especially are also they've made a change for KOF where they've actually swapped their DPS and tank around for Ilios as well. So maybe they've got a little secret strategy as well.
so we have 3 teams competing, and first matchup is Arctic versus KFC, and we will play best of 3. So first team to score 2 maps will end the match, and all the 2 teams who score the most points will go to finals. As you can see in the picture. And the first map will be control map, and the next map will be decided by the losing team, and it will be played as hybrid. So seems both teams are ready, so we can start the first match.
Yes. As I mentioned, yes, Arctic with a tactical swap, let's say, between their DPS going on to tank Avarice challenging that inner top dragon that we've seen over the weekend in the Saudi E-Leagues. If anyone has been following that, top dragon just proving how much more flexible of a player he can become by playing Monkey and Zarya for Vision in Saudi E-Leagues over this last weekend that we've just had. Avarice hopefully to channel some of that energy into their tank play here as well for Arctic. As we will go into the game now. And I wonder which one we're gonna get. Now, there was statistics about which map was always first. I never remember which one it was. It's supposed to be random, but there was always a percentage based. So I'm gonna guess, because I haven't loaded into the game yet, I was going to guess Ruins, and then Ruins loaded up on my screen, so that's kind of cheating. But we will be starting on Ilias Ruins here. A very different map to the other two, mainly because this very Widow favourite is Ruins, unlike the other two. Of course, Widow can be played, but be interested to see if anyone does bring out the Widowmaker here on Ruins, because it is just an historic round where Widowmaker will be played. And of course, you know, don't have to mention there was also a patch that happened. There was a lot of changes in that patch. I don't even remember all of those changes that happened in the patch, but there was, you know, a lot of changes that happened to almost across the board for most heroes. So be interested to see if that shakes up stuff even more. So in terms of what's being picked, at least at first glance, of course, you never trust what you're seeing at the spawn door. Otherwise, you fall for teams playing stuff they're not actually going to be playing. So I'm not commenting on the fact that we see a certain little haha on the right hand side, as Flet would call it, because maybe that Malga will be swapped. Oh, a pause is needed. Pause is required for Team Arctic.
Okay, seems.
One of the players hadn't quite loaded into
There is
the game.
some trouble connecting.
It's been stuck entering the game for the last 5 minutes, if I could understand that translation correctly. Unfortunately, the servers have been having some issues. This happened last week for myself and my team when we were in Saudi. where it was showing us in lobby when we actually went in the lobby, which was also very confusing that on one screen someone was in the lobby, on another screen they weren't in the lobby, and they actually wasn't even in the game at all. So we'll have to bear with Blizzard while they're obviously going through maybe some changes to the servers with the end of the year coming up. So there's a small disconnect here. Hopefully will be a nice and easy reconnection, and then we can get going on into this series. And just like that small note, as it stands at the moment, we currently have 9 different characters as well on the screen. We'll see if that stays the same when we have the person rejoin, who has now managed to rejoin. And fingers crossed, we can get this series underway. The ready check has been confirmed from one team. We're just waiting for Team Blue.
Okay, so seems we need to add a spare player to cover for Banana.
There's also sometimes possible that the issue that we found, it was the lobby that caused it. So hopefully Banana can return once they maybe reset the game a few more times. But it looks like the sub has been made. And now both teams have given the ready check, so we can get back on to starting this series. Of course, Arctic, unfortunately, we're going to have a little bit of a disadvantage in this first fight because they will be down as support. So let's see how KFC can take advantage of that. I believe both teams are ready if we are due to start the game any moment now.
Yeah, we just need the confirmation from Arctic themselves that we can continue the map.
All 4 out of 5 players on the side of KFC decided to put their ready check in. So I think they are raring to go in this series. And that is some coordination. Let's see if that coordination transfers into their gameplay, though, shall we? Attic, just having a few problems here. Hopefully we'll have confirmation soon.
Okay, so seems we're ready to continue the map that did not even start quite yet. So we were...
Better for pause to happen now than in the middle of, a hectic fight. So we will now start here. As I mentioned, Casey should have an advantage here to take first point control because Arctic will be a little delayed with their support, but iBlue is now loaded in, so we are now back to a 5v5, and we do have, in fact, KFC with Triag rolling out on that Malga, which we are all too familiar with over the last few weeks. Kaipo goes very, very aggressive though and will fall over in the backline, and Triag will soon follow. A little bit too aggressive there by Kaipo on that Lucio. Got the social into 1 HP, was not able to finish it, and unfortunately had no backup at all, as Team Arctic will take the first fight win here. A few swaps coming out here as well. Only the one, actually. Triag, I believe, swapping off to the Diva, and I think Zoro also made a change as well. I don't remember them being on the Cassidy. So Zoro gets pitched straight away by Jugla. We've seen Sojourn being a lot more popular in these last few weeks since the patch. Despite the hotfix, she's still really, really strong. The Sun's going to pick up another kill onto Kopo again, who's gone too early. Avos is going to clear up Triag after they got demet, and Arctic all of a sudden look like they're in control, playing actually a comp which is actually quite mellow at the moment and has been mellow for the last week or so in terms of this Juno Kiri backline, especially being ran by Twisted Mind a lot over the last week. With also this Diva Sojourn look as well as Zoro. Another swap onto the Genji's going to get chased down by Avos though because they've gone too early out to LS for Triag on the, who's now swapped over to that Zarya, trying to do some bubbles to enable the Genji. Genji goes out of LS and falls over. Now all of a sudden ults are becoming a problem. Now there's 5 on the side of Arctic. Diva Bomb's going to go in, just going to get bubbled, give her a nice bit of charge there to Triag, so have to be careful here. Aiko almost falls to the Zarya because of that extra charge. 4 ults though coming up for the side of Arctic right now. There is the Kitsune rush. Now they're going to kill someone. Yes, Koipo falls over, can't escape on that. Lucio Pingu Drea also gets chased down by Avos. Tortilla will also fall over. Triag and Zero is just going to be a little bit staggered right now. Arctic still with 3 ults on the board. And at the moment, it's a clean slate. I don't even believe any of them have died yet. Triag with another swap over to the Monkey. Zoro swap to the Tracer. Kaipo will touch, but they're very early to touch. In fact, a little bit too early. They have to trigger overtime yet again because they're very late to get there. There's a copy Bastion coming out in the back line here as Triag's going to fall over to iBlue. Beast comes in for Kaipo, trying to keep everybody alive, but it doesn't hit Triag in time, so Tia's going to fall over. Kaipo falls over after the overclock comes out by Drukwa. Pingu Joy is going to be cleaned up, and just like that, it's going to be 100-0 to Arctic here, and I still don't believe any one of them died. Very clean here from Arctic, coming out and a quote more meta-based comp at the moment, especially backline wise, and also with that Sojourn, which has seen a lot more rise in popularity over the last couple of weeks since her changes. And Avros getting a lot of value from that Diva. The main thing with KSC at the moment, maybe they're just overly confident. I believe they were a defending champion of the last tournament. I might be wrong about that, but maybe they're a little bit too confident. You know, they stick on the Bastion. The Triag and Zoro are making making swaps after swaps after swaps. So they never really built up to an ultimate on the side of KFC. And also, they were very split with their engages while playing dive. A few more swaps coming out here. We have the Hog. Triag is trailing. The inner Peppy that we saw from this morning also on well here. Kopo staying on the Lucio. Avarice rolling out also with the Doomfist picking out, and we have Junkrat on both sides as well. Very interesting choices of DPS coming out on the map like Ilias as well. Seeing Junkrat on both sides. Nice hook by Triag, but he's really, really low. Needs to get out. Triag will fall over before they're able to get anyhow. Jukra again on that Sojourn, just raining down a lot of damage. Zia trying to get in there now with the Genji, cause a bit of chaos in the back line, but it's not really getting any sort of follow-up damage. Avarice will fall over in the meantime because neither one of their supports can pay attention to them. So both teams down a tank right now. Z's got a little bit too aggressive there, will fall over to Stryax, and Twitia trying to join the party a little bit too late there, will also lose their life. Kaipo will also get picked up, so just Triax just left here, just 2 people left here, really, for the side of KFC. They probably need to get out here or reset, because there's not really a lot they can do. Triax goes for a hook, but just ends up missing. Will be cleared up. It's staggered really, really late now. So, even though their reinforcements came back, that really late death by Triag, just going to slow down KFC even more. Big engage coming in from Z, trying to kill the Sojourn, who will get booped off the map by Krypo, but 2 people get traded back in return. So no damage on the side of KFC. Krypo is also dying late yet again. So all of a sudden, KFC right now, they just need to take a second to breathe and just get a regroup going right now. Triax going to fall over late. Z will get a nice pick onto Strux, but unfortunately that Anna also dies and Z falls off the map, running out of boosters. We're at 60% here, and KFC have not had a single clean fight as 5 people, really. So that's kind of been their biggest problem right now. They do have a nano booster, which they could chuck on someone. Avarice with the ambitious Diva Bomb doesn't actually kill anybody because Triac down is about 100 HP there, forcing a lot of heals onto them. Sun almost gets caught out there, but is able to have the Suzu to help them. Hook comes in into Triac, but not going to get any follow-up kills. There's a continuous. There is the orbital ray on top. Tortilla gets blown up instantly. Triac follows, just like this. Arctic are trying to chase. Avarice gets slipped, but will get woken up. The Sun will get the finishing blow onto Pingu and Drea. And just like this, I mean, the tire is now also coming up by Strikes. Probably going to try and chase this Lucio around the map potentially. But no, actually he's going to go for the Bastion. It looks like it's bomb. Z is actually going to get picked on the point though against Blue, but they're all alone right now and they kind of need a lot of help. Kaipro's follow, Drukua is back on the Sojourn. Just staggered, and now it comes out, but it doesn't even matter. Arctic extremely dominant here on the first map of Ilios, 200-0, and I think, unfortunately, as good as Arctic did play, you'd have to ask some questions here of KSC. Their comp choices didn't really make much sense. Their playstyle as well was also extremely out of sorts from what we're used to seeing them with. So hopefully they could iron out a bit of those issues and just effectively get back on the same page, as they will be picking the next map as well, which will play into their advantage even more. But number one thing I would say for KFC right now is they're not taking fights as 5 people, and that's definitely hurting them a lot, because what Arctic are doing with their comp, especially with how they're playing it, you know, it's very easy to pick off someone if they're coming in solo when you're playing, especially the Juno Kiri backline, and you've got a Sojourn as well to also add to that mix. You know, and a Diva also to chase. You know, there are 4 extremely very good heroes about chasing somebody down who comes in solo. So KFC, they're going to have to reel back that aggression a little bit, and maybe not necessarily really all the way back, but if they're going to be looking for those more aggressive sort of trade plays, maybe play a composition that leans into it like a little bit more like a Lucio Kiri side of thing with a dive, which also in turn would lead them to having to play more together as 5 players rather than individual people just taking it in turns to go in and die. As I said, I still don't think Arctic I think Arctic barely died as well in Ilios, which is a very key problem that KFC would have. The change is going to happen here. Iconvold is going to be picked by KFC as we will be going into match point here for Arctic. Apologise, I hit my mic there, so if anyone heard that noise, I apologise. Arctic swapping back over. Chukwa is, G or Copra, I think is how it's actually supposed to be pronounced. I apologise. He's now making the change back on to tank, because Avarice is going to go back over to DPS for Iconvolde here for Arctic. Is it a change that I really feel like they need to make? Probably not, because they were very dominant on the Sojourn, especially on that map, and Avarice was very good on that Diva. So Arctic probably coming out with a different style here on Iconvolde. So let's see if KFC have the answer for that particular style.
Okay, let's say Team Arctic decided to switch tanks, so now we see Jatkoira on tank and Avaruskissa will be playing on DPS. Let's see how this plays out. Both teams seem to be ready, so we go to Eichenwald. So what's the idea of this next map? What do you do to win it?
You cap an objective and then you have to escort that said objective. A little payload thing, which you will see when the map first loads. It comes out and then goes back in. So you have to capture the first point first. I call it extremely choky. We've not actually seen this map played a lot at all really this year. It's not been in the map pools. But when it was in the map pools, teams very much did not like playing it. You can actually see on the objective right now, right at the start, you see this little payload thing. What you do is you fight to defend this as defenders, and as attackers, you attack this, you cap this point, just like a cough, just like a control map which we just played, where they have a nice little red outline for you to capture around. Or depending on obviously your settings, it might be something different. But you fight for this, you capture this. If you do capture it, then you start pushing it all the way through the map. It goes through this big gate that is here. It goes all the way along the bottom. You can follow the blue lines as well, which is where the defenders will be coming out of right now. And it goes all the way through the map. The idea of the defense is to stop them from pushing all the way through, and the attackers want to push all the way through. We will then flip sides, and the other team will do the same, and whoever gets furthest will win the map. So, changes coming out right now. We have a Reinhardt coming out here from Jukov. So swapping from the Sojourn to the Reinhardt, a little bit of a difference between those two heroes. Same thing with Avers going from a Diva to a Mei. Some people reckon that Mei should be a tank anyway, so maybe that's not that much of a change. But we still have the Kiwi, and we have the Ana now coming out from Sun as well. Ana extremely strong on these chokes here. Very easy to hit those nades. Triag, it's now going to be coming back out on that Malga pick. Let's see if this lasts a little bit longer than it did last time, as Z is also bringing out the Tracer pick, but unfortunately it's really low straight away and has to get out. Nade's going to come into Triag, and the Sleep's going to come into Triag. Triag's going to be traced now. We'll be out with their life, as Z's going to try and force the point here, trying to force some attention back here from Arctic. As Triag's going to look to push up with the swing from Toitia on this Bastion. Very good stream for shield here, so they have to be very careful not to get that shield destroyed. Pin is going to come out, Wall is going to miss onto Triag. Triag's still able to survive right now. A lot of damage coming in from both sides. These Ana's trying to get up to these nano boosts probably to start opening up this map. So he's going to be careful here, as Avros knows that they're there, they're pushing them out on this, they're going to need to get help. But that's a big nade coming out, hitting 3 people there from Sun. No real follow-up though to come in from Arctic, but just a lot of ult charge and just more time burned off the clock, because he's looking like they're going to try and force the point yet again, but they're very low and they don't really have recalls, so they're going to have to be very careful forcing this point from behind. Just a little bit of tension comes in from iBlue here on the Kiri. Triag now trying to push up, but they will get walled off. Tyre's going to be coming in by Triag, that's going to hit him at 2. Tortilla is also going to fall to Avers, and Z is still trying to be a little bit annoying at the moment, forcing this point, but will eventually get chased by these 3 people. I don't think they're going to be able to get out, because they're also going to run into that drunk ride as well. Recall's burnt, they will probably die very late here, stacking themselves out. But Nano is now available for both teams, and hopefully that will help KFC be able to get through this first choke. That Juka and Avers are doing a very good job right now of just basically stopping them and just being bouncers at the door here, really. With this Rhine May setup, the Z is now swapping over to the Reaper, giving up on trying to play the Tracer and trying to force the objective, going for a bit more frontline based damage. Is actually going to try and chase the Trunk Rat into the room with no thing. Triag is going to get pinged, also got Mail to, but was able to avoid it, but Z will fall over after trading out strikes, so it's now a 4v4. Good Sleep comes out onto Triag, and Tortilla will fall over. Then Nano's going to go on to Triag, but they're not really in the fight, and Pingo Enjoyer is actually gets destroyed by Avers, who's in the backline right now, not really paying attention here. Triag, that the May is behind them, getting that Ana, so the Nano goes out, but it's completely and utterly wasted with 2 people being alive, and then the Ana falling. A Shallow coming up though on defense here for Juka, as Kaipro is going to fall to Triag. They didn't even know where that happened. Triag is also now dead to Juka, Ice Block being forced, but they think Avers is going to be punished for that. And all of a sudden, time is now burning off the clock. There's only a minute, coming up to a minute left, and a lot of ults available for both teams, but they'll be looking here if you're KFC for Kaipro's Juno ult, the Orbital Ray, to be able to start this engage. That will also help the Z getting a bit on strikes, and there's no May more now. Shadow's going to come out. Oh, that hits 3. Really big May onto both supports. Bastion's going to come in though on top with the Juno ult, and that's probably going to be enough to help it here. Blue dies. Avarice gets the mail off them, manages to hit 3 people, gets 1 trade, but the only person still alive right now for Arctic as he's going to look to push point now. Avarice probably is not going to get out alive here, or actually maybe they do. There is a chance for a retouch here for Arctic. Strokes obviously does have this tire as he's going to fall 97 to the report. Very needed that. Tortilla's going to come out on that Bastion form. Ping comes out for Joker, but it's going to miss. It's very, very low. It's a huge nade though comes in onto Tortilla and Tortilla's going to fall over. Triag has to get out. Pingu's dead. So Ibu Tire is also going to come out by Strike. And this looks like this is going to be where KFC's push ends as Triag falls down late. I don't think Z is going to be able to make it back with the Reaper. Maybe they do. Actually, the Reaper is going to come out. Suzu's sleep and the nade. So that's how you play Reaper in 2024, everybody. 83.9% though gained for KFC, so there is a winning condition that has now been set for them on defense here. It's a lot easier to defend this map than attack, so let's see if KFC will be able to pull off an even fuller hold here on the first point of Nightfall and also keep themselves in the series at the same time. A little bit better in terms of actually trying to do stuff together. As I mentioned, from going from Ilios to this, it was a case of you could definitely see they had different ideas. They still had different ideas here. We had Z trying to force the pointers, Tracer very early when their team was not ready to walk up. The nanos and the nades didn't really seem to get any value either from them. Triag was trying to go back when his team wanted him to go forward. So KC. Maybe it's a little bit the fact that they need to get a warm-up, really, into the series. We all have been there when you have to get warmed back up. You have to get warmed up into the game. Of course, you can play the game, but it's a lot different when you go into actual organized team play, as this is in terms of a tournament. You have to get maybe warmed back up into these tournaments. As I said, KFC were a very strong contender in the last tournament. I'm pretty sure they won the last tournament. As I said, I've not been fact-checked yet if that was correct, but I'm sure I'm remembering that. So though, at least in the finals of the last couple of tournaments we've done. So we're used to seeing a better performance out for them. So let's see what they can bring out here on the defense. Bring out the Arissa with the Sim May. Sim, always a classic pick on this map. Used to be when she had 6 of it, she was even better than she is now. But we have Sim May, so also looking to do that hold choke strat with the May. But they Arctic see this coming a mile away, and they're able to pick off Tortilla, and Avias has also started on a Farah. Mercy here coming out by Arctic, for very easy to get through these chokes. But you've got a flying hero that could just go round. Druck rolled out on the Zarya. Also a counter pick really in theory to Triac here. Pingu is going to fall over to Drucker. Yeah, no help there. Not in LOS of Kypro. Avros now getting really aggressive with that Farah, with that Mercy pocket to enable them even more. Z trying to make a teleport to play onto the Mercy, but misses. Triag fall over to Drago. Z and Tortilla left, but both of them fall over at the same time. This is looking very, very likely here that Arctic is just going to win it here and now. I don't think Tortilla can touch. Just like that, Arctic is going to take the 2-0 and advance potentially through to the finals with that win. But KFC, they've got to bounce back. The next game we're going to see Arctic play again against a team called Fluffy Pandas, who's actually completely unknown for us. So it'll be very interesting to see how Arctic are going to stack up to them after seeing a very dominant performance in this series here against KFC.
Okay, so Team Arctic has 2 points at the moment, KFC 0, and we will invite the next visiting team to challenge Arctic. This will be interesting. We don't know pretty much anything from the next team, so it will be total mystery what they play, how they play. So just a tiny moment while we invite our friends. Okay, we're next, ready to go to the next map, or match, actually. We have here Arctic versus Fluffy Pandas. Both teams seem to be ready, so I guess we're starting the map.
Yes, seems so, as you mentioned, Fluffy Pandas. Completely unknown for us coming into this tournament. We always like having at least one team where we have no information of, so just to keep it nice and fresh in terms of competition, more so than anything else. So, be interested to see, what are they going to be coming out with? How are they going to approach this? We're returning back on to Ilios here as well. So obviously, Arctic making the same change of Alvis going back to tank and Draco going back onto DPS. For Arctic, I think you rolled out with the same comp that you just played. You just 200 zeroed on Ilios, right? I don't really feel like you need to make any changes yet. So I would recommend them not to do so, but maybe they're not going to listen to me, judging off what heroes they're playing at the start. But of course, you never believe the heroes that you see at the start as well.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
So, Arctic coming out with a different look. They're coming out with the Malgot of themselves now with the Cass and the Reaper. Fluffy Pandas. This is the team in red on the right hand side are coming out with a Ryan May SOGin pick here. Bap here. Early charge here by Avos. The Gops Walls gonna have to have a lot of help being forced here. Cooldowns being used. Lamp is being forced here by Stryax on this Reaper pick. Is going to be able to get out with their life. Cooldowns traded back and forth here. Really, Pandas look like they're going to look to force the objective here to right pick. And oh wow, Gordon picks off Eye Blue. And Stryax will also for the SOGin and get a lot of value here. We'll see if Shruka will make that change back over to the SOGin, where we saw them have such good success on this map before, when we've just played Ilios of the series. So it'll be interesting to see if they will make that change to mirror. But Fluffy Pandas will take first control here of Ilios Lighthouse. So looks like Arctic potentially try to decide if they want to push through the little mega, or if they want to push through main. Kind of haven't really made their decision right now. So right now, Gordon is just chilling on this high ground really as a SOGin all the time in the world to be able to do what they want. Slides back down to the point though to get a better angle on what's happened. Shadow's going to come out. Actually hits two. Sunny is one of them. Both of them are good picked up. Nice early Shadow here coming out by Lux. Joker's going to fall over to SOGin. Point is being forced by Stryax, but they're not going to be able to get any kind of a flip that happens there, and they will safely be able to TP out.
We are stronger together.
So, sorry, just take a second there. Spot to come out. Avos has now gone over to the Ramatra, giving up on the Malga. Definitely the right pick. Pretty Healer is going to fall over, but Gordon again with the window coming out there by Calder is just able to pick off Avos. Tank is now down. Lux has made a play to the backline. Will pick off Sun because Sun has no help whatsoever. Stryax to try to track them back down to point, but he's now alone with no wave form, so will be forced out very quickly and will fall over to Corden, who's now just going to pop this over. Got to try to chase out Mayout coming out, ult's coming out all across the board, but I don't think there's a touch on. There is just about a touch from Arctic, but it's not going to make any difference here. They still have the tuner ult if required. Sun can't make it in time, and Fluffy Pandas will turn the tables now onto Arctic and win the map themselves. So yeah, around themselves 100-0. Arctic gotta find the questions here. Will they go back to the comp that they did play here before? Obviously they did not play that round So now we're going back to, well, do we see the Diva pick come back out? Do we see the SOG pick especially come back out, which gave them such success against KFC? The changes are happening, but neither one of those picks that I just said look like Arctic are going to pull out. The Junker is going to come back. The Sojourn does come back from Junker. I'm very happy to see that. And this time Avos is deciding to roll out on the Monkey with the Lucio Akiri. Changes on the side of Fluffy Pandas as well, as they're going to be bringing out a Farah Mercy here, with Locke's making a change from the Reinhardt to the more survivable Ramacha that can live a little bit more with just a solo help really from a support. Lighthouse side of the well here has now been taken from Artie, but Juko is very, very low and slides into the enemy team. Probably not the best decision in the world. Dive's going to come out onto Pretty Healer on the Mercy here by Avos. They will be able to actually pick off the Farah Mercy here. Great play here from Artie. Very lucky that they didn't punish Juko though for that slide. So it looks like first control will be going to Arctic here, bar a miracle being caused by Gordon on the Sojourn that has had a lot of picks so far on the Sojourn. Bubble goes out onto looks like they're going to force it early Susa though from Sun, but Lamp has also been forced in return by Goldriz. The Farah is now back in. Gordon's going to be able to take out Juka, but the Bap is now traded back by Avos. Picks going in the way of Arctic. Sun getting another pick onto the Farah there on the Kiriko. There looks. Well, it's still alive here on the Ramacha. They definitely need to clear this the tank here, and they will. Gordon is now also still alive on Sojourn. People are very, very low. They can't really afford to dive the Sojourn right now, but also can't afford to give up the flip. Touch comes in the last minute from Avos. So Arctic just playing it slow, but by playing it slow, you're giving Gordon more chance to get a one-shot here, especially with this Mercy pocket. So they will need to go eventually with this dive. They now have 5 people back. Lux has now come back on the Diva as well, trying to help a little bit more with this peel for the dive going on here. But Arctic need to make a move. The slower they play right now, the more chance they give to the DPS of Fluffy Panda to get a pick. They give up the point percentage as they do a Kitsune Rush, but they lose Junker before they can even help them. Kitsune Rush is not really getting a pick. The Lamp is forced, but they don't get a kill out of it. Avos goes a little bit too fast, dies before they can get Primal. They kill Cold Riz, but you have to remember they've gave up the point here, Arctic, so they kind of need to get out or look to try to get the point. Rez is going to come in after the Valk is being used by Pretty Healer. Diva is chasing the Kiriko, but some will be able to escape and Junker will get chased down. Ult's now available on both sides. I think Arctic's problem there was playing a little bit too slow, so let's see if they can pick up the tempo now they have this Primal and Beat combination. See if they could shut down. This window comes out very early. Nice Susa, don't really need to peek this, just kite this and then go back in again afterwards. Blue risks it though and gets punished because of it, with the barrage coming in from the other side from a Moo. 2 ultimates used though. Very quick reset should happen here for Arctic. They don't really want to get any staggers here. It looks like Joker's going to get staggered a little bit. Not going to be able to get out. They get a pick as well actually on the way out for Strux, who's able to actually survive and also kill off the Mercy. So that would give them a nice little opening for the next fighters. Lux and Cordon with their 2 ults, but 4 ults now on the side of Arctic. This is their fight to win right now, to take the lead back on this map and maybe even us up here as well. On this map to a 1-1. They're going to take top right again. This is the move they made last time. Mammoth is here, but they're going to move on to Blue Answer Strikes. A double boot coming in from the Farah. They get a 3rd kill as well onto Joker. And just like that, the Arctic need to get out and they need to be fast because the fight is lost of 1 coach from a Farah. Very, very unlucky for that really to happen. Arctic not looking the same confident team that we just saw in their first series against KFC. Sun almost gets booped off the map there, has to use the Suzu and the Warcom to get back on. Tyre's caught up by Strike, don't really know where it is. Amaf is going to get picked off by Joker too, so only Tyre manages to pick up 2. Beat also had to come out as well by Blue as they made an engage. Bomb's going to come out by Lux, should have bubbles to make sure nobody dies to this, they do. So they looks like they will cap the point back. Here Arctic able to build back up to the Kitsune Rush as well as an overclock of their own now to match Gordon. So in a good position, but 99% now to Fluffy Pandas. Only needed 1 fight win and they have both DPS ults to be able to do so. A Kiwi swap also coming in from Cold Riz as well. Lux trying to chase down the Kiwi, will get booted away before they'll be able to get that. Sunny's in a very aggressive position right now though, they need to be very careful. Studio is crossed out by Strix is down as the overcut comes in from the side. Imo blows himself up on the bubble, but I believe falls. 2 people are now down For the side of Arctic, Sun trains back Gordon. This Primal is looking like from Avarice trying to get any form of value, but the Valk's just going to come out and they're just going to kite and they're going to be able to stay alive. Ults used back and forth. There's only really Juka's overclock left once they get back in the fight, which they are back in the fight now. Currently fighting Cold Riz off on the side will hopefully not lose their life there. Sojourn's going to be pushed out strikes. It's back onto the soldier. A little bit of a better pick against this Farah, who's now flanking directly behind them right now. Bayou's going to come out. Here's the overclock now by Juka, but they're really low and they get chased down by Lux on the Diva. The only ult that Arctic had has now died. Avarice uses both their cooldowns. Sun is 1 HP. Lux is also going to be the pick off here on the Diva. Arctic now down 2. Need to try and make some form of play here in this last fight to be able to turn this to their advantage. Avarice is also going to fall. Looks to be 3 picks here. I believe he's going to fall as well. And just at the death, Fluffy Pandas, as Juka's not able to touch on the venture. Fluffy Pandas will be able to take the first map of Ilios here, as Arctic will lose their first map of this tournament. Very interested to see Arctic not playing the same picks that they played before. Definitely looked a lot better on that map when they did bring out the Kiri and the Sojourn. The Monkey didn't really work as well as potentially they thought it would. And here's the play of the game with a double boop here as well onto the Lucio and the Farah, and then the finishing blow onto Juka that got Aimer and Fluffy Pandas to 99% here and almost fell off the map as well in the play of the game. So we almost had 4 people go off the map there.
So for the next map, Arctic gets to pick hybrid. So of course they will pick something they feel strong in, and Pandas get to choose the side if they defend or if they attack.
Yeah, and obviously Iconvold was, you know, the pick of KFC in the last series. So it'd be interesting to see if maybe Iconvold gets picked up again, potentially here by Arctic or not. You know, they just won obviously on that map, but it'd be interesting to see if they did pick that map. Of course, playing something different here on Ilios than when we saw them win Ilios, and maybe they want to take a different style here against Fluffy Pandas, a bit more of an unknown team. Probably don't really fully know what they're going to play. So maybe they decide to try something different. And I mean, you don't really get much different than this. As ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be seeing the Pariso pick come out here from Arctic, which is an extremely bold map pick to be made by any team, really, in any tournament since this map has been released. It's definitely one of the at least played hybrid maps. So in terms of bringing out something completely different that might throw off an opponent that you also don't know a lot about as well, this is definitely a pick which would be on the card to cause a little bit of confusion and a little bit of chaos here, which, you know, could potentially what Arctic might want to go for with this Pariso pick. They will be starting an attack, so it'll be a few seconds while we just change over some of the names. And also we're going to have the change with Avarice going back to playing DPS, Juka going back on to tank again. So that change that they made, just like last time, will be happening again. So let's see. Pariso, as I said, probably the most out there map which will be picked in this entire tournament. I really don't see another map that is more out there. This map is, as I said, probably one of the least picked maps ever in the tournament to play. So, you know, Arctic coming off after losing the Ilios, trying a few different comps which they didn't play against KFC. Maybe also just trying to find a solution against an opponent which they're not used to playing against. They're coming out the gates here with a very wacky hybrid pick. So let's see what they're going to bring out here and play it on Paris. So it's going to be very interesting to see comp-wise from both teams. We've seen a bit of more dive. You know, Pandas playing the Rhine, they played the Ramp, but they also played the Diva there very well. Avarice, obviously not on tank, back onto the DPS now. They were playing a lot more of the Diva Winston before when we saw them on tank. Juka has now come back in and they were playing the Rhine and the Orisa. Really, sorry, the Rhine and the Zarya when we saw them on tank on Hollywood. So more of a brawly style tank, but we're going for more of a dive favoured map. So who knows really what kind of compositions are going to be brought out of the gate here from either one of these teams, as we will now be starting and going into Paris. So as Arctic will be looking for that chance to level up the series here as we head to Brazil. So this map is, we would explain it works exactly the same way that Iconvolt works, where you have an objective that you cap, and then you have a little payload that pushes through multiple different areas on the map. For example, the last point of this map is actually Lucio's club. Yes, if you didn't know, Lucio, of course, being a DJ, has his own club in Brazil. This is where this map is also set. You also, if you only played the story missions, it is part of the first story mission that you played in as well. So that is also where you might also recognize the map. As I said, it's a map that's not very rarely picked. It's very rarely picked, so it's probably not seen very often. So now we get the joy and the pleasure. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth when describing this map, but that's what we'll be seeing now in this series. The Paris pick with some new Christmas lights, it seems to be added to the map as well, which I didn't notice were on here. And a few Christmas gifts as well on top of the stairs. Hopefully our broadcast can be able to pick those up, because I can currently see them. And there's also Christmas trees as well around the map, which was not here before. So they've made it all nice and Christmassy here in Brazil. But let's see if Arctic can bring the series level here. They're going to be starting on attack. It looks like, we don't want to go too fast, but it looks like they might be bringing out that Farah Mercy pick again, which they did play on attack of Iconvolt. So let's see if they get to stick to that here with the Ball Reaper. A little bit of a weird dive comp, but you know what? They do work. Meanwhile, on defense here for Pandas, now remember, they're now on defense. They're now the blue team. Teams have changed rounds. So we're going to be seeing the Sigma Bat Break with SOGin Genji, a very Mela heavy map with 5 extremely strong heroes. Let's see how Arctic can handle attacking into this and breaking this down. Joker just trying to do a bit of displacement, will get booped, will miss the slam, but it's going to get them a lot of space from this ball pick here from Joker. Is getting a lot of space, forces a lot of cooldowns. Lamp is now just forced because slam will actually kill the lamp, and they're now very, very low. This Bappy's 1 HP, booped out here, but Cold Riz should go down just about. Stays alive, but then will fall. Huge pick here for Arctic on defense, getting that Baptiste. Slam is going to come out onto the Genji and Sigma. Is there any follow-up here? There's not, because Avas almost dies to Gordon, but they will get that pick. Joker's going to be able to clear Armor and then Lux. And Arctic, they start this map as they mean to go on in their hopes in this series to tie it up. Nice. Really good engagement. Joker gets a lot of attention, forces a lot of cooldowns, so then Avos is able to just basically fill it off with the Farah pick onto Cold Riz. Joker's also been able to get a pick onto Pretty Healer off my screen there. I didn't see how exactly that happened, but the break falls down. A nice little late stagger there to help Arctic maybe take even more space on this map, as Gordon is on this high ground here, as you see. Very strong for any form of hit scan. Jokers looks like they're going to try and force this out potentially, but they missed the grapple. They're going to try again, and there we go. And they will actually reach the high ground. Now, Sam is going to come in nice and early on to Cold Riz, force the stand. Lamp's not forced, but Stoyak is going to die to Gordon before any follow-up damage can then occur. There's also been a soldier swap that's come out for Amor here off the Genji onto the soldier. Obviously, better pick really against the Farah with this double hit scan. Joker, nice little boop onto the soldier and gets them off to the high ground. So now, high ground's free barrage coming in from Avos. Will be able to get 2 before they lose their life. Lamp is also forced. Joker's going to be able to chase up on Cold Riz, and Arctic here doing extremely well right now. Just a little bit of cleanup probably that just needs to happen here. So actually going to pick onto Lux or Pretty Healer. Slam's going to come in, Lux will fall. Pretty Healer's probably going to fall over as well. They just about survive with the Bap's help and the soldier healing pad. So Joker has to get out. Pretty Healer not falling down, being able to charge up that rally now. Very important. Oh, but Aimer just going to get picked off as they pick it up too early. Avros comes. There is the window by Cold Riz, but it gets mined off. They're the one who also has to support Cold Riz to dodge. Flux is coming out now from Lux. Will actually hit 3, but they're very, very low. Don't think it's going to get a pick, and it doesn't. They also end up C9ing the play because they can't touch, so they just reset into the mines. 5 minutes on the clock right now for Arctic. As I said, this map is one. It's not normally picked, so maybe Fox here, maybe Fluffy Panda, sorry. Just need a second just to regroup and actually relearn how to play the map again after maybe not playing it for a very long time. Lux making the one change on to the Roadhog. So Roadhog comes back and makes another return into this series. But Arctic do have an advantage here. They have a Ripple, they have a Kitsune Rush, so they could look to dictate the tempo a lot more, which is what they seem to be doing right now with this ball pitch. Joker goes in, unfortunately misses the slam, but the hook also goes wide as iBlue's just pushing this point right now, and no one's really stopping this Kiri. They're all kind of choked in right now, which makes it very easy for Avers. So more fall though to Gordon. A hell of a shot from the Soldier, as the Overclock's also going to come in and shut down the Reaper ult, despite the Reaper ult being able to kill the Soldier. We're also going to pick on the Joker, and it looks like right now this is where Fluffy Pandas will be able to just stabilize just a little bit and just be able to basically regain their composure a little bit after a very solid 2 points from Arctic. 4 minutes still on the clock though, but a rally and a visor on the defense against a barrage and a Kitsune Rush. A Joker now also making the swap over to the Diva now. Historically just a better pick against this. Coldress just going to get absolutely destroyed with that dive. All of a sudden Arctic looking a lot better on these sort of dive hits than they did on Ilias. iBlue's also going to get the kill. Barrage is just going to come out really more as a finisher here. And Arctic looking a lot more dominant, looking more like the team that we saw playing the first series of the day against KFC. Playing these sort of heroes again with the Famine Mercy coming out. Aimo's getting chased around all over the map and will eventually fall. Gordon gets an early touch as the Tracer, but fall over straight away. Sonny is in a bit of trouble right now, getting barraged and also getting punched by Overmatch and TPing around everywhere, but still is able to stay alive. Sorry, that's Blue, that's not even Sun. Sun's on the Mercy, apologies. Who actually gets a final blow there onto Coldress as well in the Valkyrie. Fires is going to come out, but they can't touch and they're going to fall over. And just like that, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. A dominant performance here on Paris so far from Arctic, but let's see how they can handle the defense side here against Fluffy Pandas. Maybe Fluffy Pandas, just as I said, maybe taking a little bit of guard from the Paris pick. Now they've played it, now maybe they get warmed up and come out with something different here on their own attack. So while we wait just a few seconds just to see at least early picks here on the defense for Arctic that will likely not change because, you know, it's a very long walk back from the spawn. Famine Mercy again coming back out. Very strong pick as it seems to be for Arctic, and something that Fluffy Pandas have actually struggled with already. Struggled with it a bit on Ilios. I definitely have struggled with it on this map, so a very good pick it seems to be against into Fluffy Pandas right now. Joker running back out on the Orisa. As I said, they seem to be a bit more of a brawly tank, but their Diva play was exceptional on attack. Really, we're getting a lot of value with their monkey, so maybe they could play a bit more. You have to give them credit while we give them credit. And Strox is now back on to that Junkrat pick as well, which also seems to be one that they seem to love. So let's see how Fluffy Pandas are going to approach this map. As I said, I'm saying it's more divey. We're going to be seeing the Doomfist. No, we're not going to be seeing the Doomfist. We're going to see the Diva after the monkey. I think Aimon goes a little bit too early though, and will get picked off nice and early before the fight even started. The Tracer is now down. So nice early pick there for Arctic. Gordon looks like they're going to try and run up and get some space, but they're kind of going to boot around the map a little bit all over the place on this Cassidy right now. So let's see. Gordon trying to get aggressive here, trying to clear a bit of angles, but will eventually get seen by Avros, so they will get forced out of that lane before they can get any form of damage. Looks to make an engagement here onto iBlue, who's very low. Suzu has to be forced as well as the TP. Looks getting a lot of value with that one engage from the Diva there, but Coldwiz just gets picked by strikes from across the map, as does Gordon. There's Junkrat from across the map. These mines very deadly. iBlue gets to pick onto Imor, who's also trying to fulfill the objective. And first fight will go in the way of Arctic here. Just a little bit of lucky spam, you would say, from the Junkrat coming out here, being able to pick off their backline. There, another swap is going to be coming out now. We're going to be seeing the Echo swap from Gordon coming out. Obviously, we saw them have a really good first map on the hit scan of the Sojourn. Let's see how they're going to be able to handle this. They're actually currently trapped on top of the bus, but the DM is able to actually come and help them. Very interesting place to have a trap. Strikes is now probably dead, as they are going to get chased down by the entire team. Can't get out really on The Junkrat or Sun also looked like they were going to try and go for the res, but not a very good idea, but they're able to get out with their life. Arctic have ults though to be able to stall while they're waiting for someone to get back. Tracer recall gets forced, and Iron Man will fall over. Barrage also comes out by Avarice, were able to pick up Cold Riz, and they will get res back up. So Arctic looking just to push their advantage a little bit here. Let's make sure they're going to be hoping to not get any trades. Gordon's very low, but will be able to stay alive. They're going to be very careful here, Arctic, not to overextend. They get punished by the respawns coming back in, as Avarice is in that exact situation right now. Gets a pick onto Prilly here. The entire peel has to go onto the Diva Bomb as well from Lux. Is also going to come out. Strix dies. They also get the cross onto Juka, just like that, as I said. Arctic getting punished for their aggression when it was not necessary. Sun's kind of in corner, stopped by a Christmas tree. So will die to Lux despite the Suzu. Unfortunately, that Christmas tree that didn't used to be there, son. I apologize. That one was the reason for your death that occurred there. Blizzard changing the map to not help the Mercy mains even more. And first point will now be capped by Fluffy Pandas, and they will now start their progress. After I said, kind of a rookie mistake really from Arctic. This map, you can get punished very, very easily when you overextend like that. They were able to live, but they had to burn so many cooldowns to do so that they were able to just be chased down by the Diva pick of Lux. And then first point is captured by Fluffy Pandas. Juka is now making a swap over to the Monkey. Stoix is going to do a pick onto Aimo. This Tracer is not having a good time right now against this Junkrat. Not really a matchup that you should be winning, but also probably needs to, you know, maybe a swap will need to occur. Strikes will get punished again, but they will call them back. So, you know, 4 versus 3 really on the side of defense here. So Arctic can take their time. They will eventually want to stop this payload though soon, because it has rolled forward quite a bit already. And with 5 volts coming up here for Fluffy Pandas, I have a very good chance of being able to push around this corner and potentially cap second here. Sun dies at the pulse bomb of Aimo. What a pulse bomb that was. Avarice is also 1 HP suburb as well, and will likely die. He's getting chased by Lux, but will survive. Rush is going to be able to come out, but Pretty Healer dies to Strix. In the meantime, copy has also happened off screen. And Gordon is in the copy right now, probably will get forced out, maybe. But don't think they'll be able to get a Primal. They will. iBlue is still somehow alive, despite being chased around by Lux across the map. Lux actually comes back and returns to the point to be able to get the pick on Strix in time. So the Junkrat is now down on the defense side of Arctic. Barge is going to... And also, sorry, a bit of a lag spike for me. I'm up to 300 ping right now, so I missed what happened, but Avarice ended up dying to Gordon, but then got res and then died again. iBlue will also fall over to Aimo, and Juka will also die. So, just like that, it looks like the second point will be capped by Fluffy Pandas. That was very unfortunate for me to get a ping spike right then. Avarice, though, dying to the Echo, then getting resed, and then dies to the Echo Stickies yet again. Unfortunate that sometimes happens. Oh, sorry, I took a second there because I thought the fight wasn't going to happen. I tapped back in, and Pretty Healer is now used to Juno ult. Very early Juno ult. They get a pick from it, but probably was not really required to be able to get that pick on Strix. He was a little bit out of position. Avarice has now made the change over to the May, with Juka coming back out on that Zarya that we also saw them play on attack of Iconvolt in their last series, and Sun has now made a change over to the Baptiste as well, so going a little bit more brawly here for this third point, which just lean into that a little bit more, but a lot of ults available, both TPS ults and a bomb available here for Fluffy Pandas. No matter what though, they will have less time if they do full cap the map. Copy comes out nice and early, but it's onto the Baptiste. That's probably not the target that they wanted, but they do still need to deal with this copy. Arctic, he's kind of just living at the moment. Someone end up dying to Lux in the meantime because they're not focusing right. And the window will also come out. Juka's 1 HP because of the window. Just like that, all the space in the world has now been taken by Fluffy Pandas, not able to deal with that copy that came out onto the Baptiste fast enough. So they will have to have a second chance here of being able to retouch before the point is capped. They won't have people alive to be able to do so, considering a lot of ults available to do so. Juka somehow just kills Aimo with a right click from across the map. Bomb comes out, only forces lamp though by Lux, so they will be able to survive this. Strokes in the backline kills Pretty Healer, and they will be able to hold here Arctic, but a lot closer than it should have been. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit staggered here onto Gordon as well. But continuation from Cold Riz is now available, but I mean there's a lot of ults on the side of the defense here from Arctic. Lux will be making that swap over to the Reinhardt, which we did see them play on Ilios before. So let's see how that Reinhardt swap is going to help Fluffy Pandas here be able to force this high ground and this objective. There is the Kitsune rush. Stroyux will die, but we'll try to trace her back. So it's now a 4 versus 4. Window's going to come out by Sun. A very interesting position. The lamp gets forced, so the male also then has to come out. Gordon will die. Lux gets frozen, gets Suzu'd out of it, but is now still getting chased by Avers and will eventually get cleared up by Sun. It's going to be a little bit clean up here. That's going to be happening for the side of Arctic. So Window and Mayot out. Now Gordon coming up with another copy. A Juno now available again from Pretty Healer. After the last one, got very minimal value, but it's going to be very strong on this final corner. But going into a grab and a tire, they're going to be very careful not to stack up here. Nice early tire from Strorex. Gets destroyed though by the fire strike, so no value really coming out there from that, but just buys a bit more time. There's the grab. Oh, it's a huge grab onto 3 people. They blow up before the Juno ult can even come out, and the Juno ult wasn't even near them anyway. Just the Juno and aim off in this tracer alive at the moment. They could probably stagger them out a little bit, but they do kill them. 15 seconds left. I don't know if there was a touch that could come out here for Fluffy Pandas, so it's looking very likely we're going to be going to a 3rd map here. Let's see though, just in case. Lux could probably touch, but they don't seem to have pin. Okay, and there they will touch with the pin. No trap coming out. Ibler was emo to the point, thinking the fight was won, almost dies because of it. Sun has to use Lamp just to save themselves. The Baptiste copy again comes out by Gordon. Going to get another window on this high ground. Really good position to have. This window gets forced out of it, will die. Huge pulse bomb, a huge Suzu though in return. Comes out by Ibler, who then gets shadowed and followed up. Shadow kills Avarice. Druka will be able to kill Pretty Healer. Someone's going to trade back and forth, and he's just trading back and forth right now. Druka is now alone, 1 versus 2 against both of the DPS here. He doesn't have ammo, they need to reload. And just like that, I don't think they're going to be able to make it back in time. Arctic yet again don't learn their lesson. But thankfully, because of how good their attack is, they have 2 minutes and 55 seconds here to be able to secure the win and avoid the draw, to be able to level up this series. But again, they don't learn their lesson. They think the fight is won. They emoted on point. The Ryan gets a touch in, comes back in, gets the slam that kills 2 people in return, and then we'll just trade it back and forth. The copy comes out on the BAP, the extra healing, gets that window up, and an extra lamp to also keep Lux alive. 2 minutes and 55 though is a lot of time to hold here on defense, especially with how fast Arctic took first point last time. But let's see if Fluffy Pandas have learned anything from that last defense. Arctic looking to get that win here to level up this series. A few seconds to go.
5, 4, 3.
So let's see. Sigma pick coming back out again on defense from Fluffy Pandas. But this time, Bap Juno. Fluffy Pandas, they capped really well with this comp before. No more need to make any changes. I believe on the Juno though, other than Kiri, which I believe they were on last time. So 1 change on the attack here. Avarice picks off Gordon completely off my screen. I don't know how that one happened. The Tracer recourse now also being forced by Amol as well, so nobody can really touch point. If Arctic start forcing this point right now, Druka's going to make a play onto Cold Riz on this Baptiste, whose slam comes in, but no real follow up. Lamp's going to come out. Druka's very low, needs to get out. Avarice a little bit late with that, coming in with that Farah. Damage coming in, no more final blow there, but Cold Riz will eventually die. The Juno is also now 1 HP for Pretty Healer. The slam misses though by Druka, which is a little bit bad. But Avarice now taking the space, but we're able to fall. Sun gets to trade it, pick onto Lux, but will lose their life because of it. Strix gets to pick onto Amu. Now only Gordon is literally left to touch in time to try and deny it. Will touch, but they had to stall a very long time. It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to map 3 here in this series as Arctic will wrap up their map pick of Paris. So now we go over to Fluffy Panda's pick for the match point.
Play of the game.
Railgun charge. This ends now. Headshot. Double.
The play the game there from Corden. Again, on that SOGin pick seems to be getting a lot of value, but the Echo kind of worked and kind of didn't. Maybe smart with the map pick there of Pariso from Matati to force them off the hit scan pick. But let's see what happens now for the escort pick.
So we haven't seen that map type yet in this tournament. There is quite many maps from to choose. You can see all of them in the stream. And we go with Dorado. So Arctic gets to choose defense or attack.
So, yeah, I think I heard the Dorado pick there. Sorry, just taking a quick drink break. Obviously, very entertaining series that's just happened, and we're going to map 3. So, the Dorado pick is definitely very interesting. Obviously, we've just seen Fluffy Pandas lose a more dive-exceptive map, really, in terms of Pariso. Obviously, Ilios is also a very dive map as well, so who really knows what's happening in the series? Picks just seem to be sort of going back and forth. Dorado, the good map for hit scans, and maybe they want to force the hit scan thing for Gordon, especially. Farah, still good though for Avos, and they got a lot of value for the Farah, but it's also a little bit more tricky for the ball that was able to enable them a lot more. So, be interested to see what picks come out here, really, especially from more so from the Arctic side, as we haven't really seen much change up from Fluffy Panda. We've seen Lux play Reinhardt, and we've seen him play Ram, but we've also mainly seen them play Diva. So we haven't really seen them change outside of that. Well, Arctic have showed a few different tanks, at least looks and compositions around. So I believe both teams were ready. Oh no, hang on. Sorry, we have a 1 second coming out on the side of Pandas, who's obviously this is their map pick. So, they just need an extra minute just to make sure they are fully ready before we get into map 3 here. Okay, a little break has now happened. Still no news yet. And if pandas are ready, of course. No, map 3. We're going to make sure that everybody is fully ready to go before we start. So apologies for the delay, but of course, we want to make sure we have everybody ready.
Seems we have some minor technical issues.
Well, seems we are ready. Changes had to happen here, it seems, for Fluffy Panda. It looks like Lucas had to be subbed out, potentially because of tech issues. Which is probably something you don't want when you're going into map 3. But unfortunately, these things happen. So it looks like we will be getting up and ready soon. And we're just going to start now on Dorado for map 3 of this series. KFC patiently waiting for their series to come against Fluffy Pandas after this. And of course we'll have the finals. So we have 2 more series after this, so don't go anywhere after this. This is not the end. But let's see how this map 3 goes. With Fluffy Panda seems forced to have a change because of tech issues. Funny enough though, Arctic are actually in the same situation as well when they lost a player in Series 1 of the day. So both teams having to make last minute changes with their subs coming in. That was probably not planned. So let's see how it goes here on Dorado. As we're going to have the defense pick that was coming out from Arctic as well. Going to be bringing out the Sigma, which is something they've not shown us yet, I believe. Avarice starting on that Widow. And if you're looking at the other side, we could have this Widow duel that could happen. As I said, Dorado, very good map for Widow. Could they lean into this hit scan a bit more of Gordon, who is getting a lot of value on the Sojourn on previous maps? It's a very traditional dive coming out from Fluffy Pandas, though, at the moment, what they're showing anyway, with a Genji Widow, with a Monkey Brick Anna. Arctic going for something different on the defense, with the Bap and the Juno joining the party alongside the Sigma. Avarice gets the instant first shot, but then shoots himself in the face afterwards, so the Widows are now traded back. That happens to the best of us. Amo very low, won't get punished though, so space will have to be given up here a little bit by Arctic because they are down a player. You've got the backline as well, he's going to be walking up here. Nice rock onto the Genji. The Monkey is also 1 HP as well, somewhere. Don't even know where Asmon has disappeared onto. Can't really get any help right now with the backline, so they have to dive in. Strikes trying to go for the hit on the Echo. He's not able to get the follow-up. The dollar chase onto iBlue. He will eventually fall, but they will trade Imor back. Sun is now also being harassed around, but should be able to survive on this Baptiste. Okay, maybe not. Sun is most likely get very dead. Have not been able to get out of that tiny room. Avarice will also fall to Gordon. Is now swapped off the Widow to go to the Tracer now to join this dive even more. It's more of a all-in dive now, going to be played by Fluffy Panda with the Tracer Genji variant. Avarice making the swap back onto their trusty Farah, with Sun on their trusty Mercy as well. So Fluffy Pandas looking to take space, and nice and early. Asmo though is getting very, very low. Looks like they will be forced out here. They dive in back up again, and Bubba goes on to Strikes, who's kind of in there trying to get a pick. Will be able to pick off Cold Rays. Pandacy is also one, and Pandacy will also, Pandazy will also fall. Which I also believe that is a new player, or potentially on streamer mode as well, because it was pretty healer before, so maybe they've just turned on streamer mode, because that was also a player that wasn't in before. So, or if it's the same player with streamer mode, or it's a different sub as well that's also had to recur. Hopefully we get more information about that as the series happens. Asmo now making the swap over to the Diva. Cass swap now coming out for Gordon off that Tracer. Looking for something to be able to deal with these double flyer comp a bit better coming out from Arctic, but they will be able to pick up Gordon just in rotation. There, Avarice just spamming down these rockets right now and getting a lot of damage really in. Asmo's very low, not going to die to that focusing being barrage from Avarice. Just kind of just going in there and kind of doing it. Deflect comes out, but it's not enough to be able to deflect it back onto the Farah to be able to get it straight. Because it's also 1 HP, he needs some help, gets shield by Junker so they can then get healed up. Barrage, to be fair, it's not really an ult you can fully rely on, so good to just use it there just to guarantee the fight win. But still, last time on the clock, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to be precise. Is going to get slow again in this rotation to then come out. Aimu's that's not Nanoblade's going to come in. Bash comes in. So not Bash, the Rock comes in. Aimu's getting absolutely no value from this Nanoblade. Huge peel that comes out from the side of Arctic, and they definitely will want those two ults back, as Asmo also ends up losing their mech. Will then also kiss a rock before being able to respawn. Athos goes a little bit too fast though. He was able to be picked off by Amu, who made that swap over to the Tracer. Not in a reasonable position there, so Arctic down 1 for this next hole, but they have also to be able to sustain themselves while waiting for Athos to be able to get back. Amu is now pushing the point though, kind of forcing someone from Arctic to make a decision if they want to touch this point or not. Right now nobody's making that decision. Flux is going to be coming out here, it's going to hit 2 people, the Cass and the Ana hit. For that Flux by Drucker, they will be able to get the clear up onto the Ana. Amu actually falls as well to Athos on the objective. They're also going to chase and clear up the break, maybe going to try and get the Diva as well. Gordon will fall. Asmo looks like they're going to be able to get out with their life. Great Flux coming in from the side of Arctic there by Joker, able to basically win the fight off 1-0. But the payload did get kind of far here by Amu. Was able to push this payload halfway through second. No one really to effectively mark the Tracer for Tracer on point like normal here, so Amos looks like they're going to try and force the objective again so they'll be able to make a rotation to the high ground. Gets poked out a bit earlier though by the Pharaoh, so then we'll have to give up the space, and the rotation all of a sudden has to be changed, and Gordon's look like they want to get underneath, but unfortunately their backline is stuck. Joker's zoning both the Brig and the Ana here. Copy's also going to come in by Stroex onto the Cass. Looking to try and make some form of play with this Copy onto the backline. Amos gets chased in the meantime. Copy gets forced out. Doesn't really get much value if they're causing a distract, and Pandazy is now 1 HP. Will potentially get punished. No, hugely heals, and DM comes in. Gordon's now the one on point here as Cassidy, and see if they've recognized this Arctic. They have finally recognized and will kill that Cassidy and clear the Cassidy that was below them the entire time. So another stagger kill comes in, and all of a sudden you look at the time back again, by the way, everyone. Only a minute and 25 left on the clock. Stroex has gone too aggressive though. Will end up falling into Asmu on the Diva. Nade's going to come out, but it missed his son. He's going to Valk, looks like potentially go for the res, but the Nano comes in and Avarice dies mid-barrage. Typical barrage, you only hear about 1 second of the voice line. Stroex will get rezzed in the meantime though, so Avarice is going to have to come back from spawn. But more space is going to be given up here by Arctic thanks to the Nano Diva that coming in. Asmu is 1 HP, gets forced to have to Diva bomb to be able to stay in a fight. Almost dies before getting back into the remake as well. But space has now been taken by Fluffy Pandas. Let's see what they can actually do with it. Strucker's now also on the low ground as well as Sigma, which is not particularly where you want to be on this map. Asmu not really the best engagement there onto iBlue as a junior. Will likely get punished. Pandazy falls over to Avarice in the meantime. Gordon will be able to trade it back. Asmo will get demet. Huge pulse bomb there coming in by Amor. It's a bit messy at the moment, but all over the place. It's high noon on the high ground from Gordon. Doesn't kill anybody. Probably should have held it for longer. Huge rock comes out onto Amor there, but Joko is able to trade. Strikes will fall though. All of a sudden we're in the 2v2, and Joko is very, very low. Well, it's going to get forced out by this Ana and this Cass. Will likely get help coming back soon as Avarice and iBlue will return. The nade comes out onto the Sigma, but iBlue will fall to Gordon as well before they can even get that tuner all out. 10 seconds left. All of a sudden, there's only a rally left for Fluffy Panda. Early Flux by Drucker. Probably tries to look for just like 1 target here. Trying to go for the Tracer, will miss the Tracer. Not really the best target in the world to go for. Pandazy's going to touch though on the Brig. Sun's just going to go lock down Amor. Pandazy cuts that rally out. There is the Juno though in response. Fluffy Pandas need a kill right now. Pandazy tries to get a kill, will end up dying because of the rock strikes, picks off Cold Rays. I believe this right now with the Copy coming out as well by Stroex onto the Diva. Looking to chase out Gordon is now swapped over to the Echo. They've just got to focus Asmund down. This will be the end of where this payload gets pushed in my opinion. Right now, a little bit of stagger still happening though by Amu. We also do see this on Paris, so when it looked like it was won and Arctic lost. But no, they will hold it. 85.53 meters coming out from Fluffy Panda on their map pick here of Dorado. It's not the worst thing in the world, but when you had 5 minutes going into that second point, you probably expect to get a little bit further, if not cap the second point. So a good defense that comes in from Arctic. They've set their win condition. Now is the time to see if they can hit it and win their second series of the day, and be able to guarantee their spot in that final.
Ready for battle.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Defense from Fluffy Pandas, bringing out
Do what I
the
say.
pocketed Ash. I did mention this was a map that they could look to force. Arctic bringing back out that fellow Mercy with the ball Viper that gave us success really on Parizo. Able to pick off Amu, who just got surprised at the corner there by the Farah flanking. Not hearing the Farah coming because the Farah was crouching, so the Genji will fall. Coldriz also just gets destroyed by the TP, and just like that, the first fight win is going to be going Arctic's way. Looking a lot better now. Miles difference in how they play now in comparison to how they played on Ilios, especially. Late stagger onto Pandaisy there off the Mercy, so a little bit of a stagger kill there. So Arctic will look to try and take a bit more space around the map to enable their Farah Mercy even more. Strikes though will get scouted, will be forced with their cooldowns, will have to help them. There's a dash in from Amu because they have to touch to make sure they don't see 9. They see 9, we can't make it in time with the Diva. Amush goes down. Nice early pick here for Arctic. Average trying to get more aggressive, will pick off Gordon on the Ash. He's not really getting any value. Also takes out Pandaisy as well with that melee. Avos getting a lot of value with this Farah Mercy right now. Amu making another swap over to the soldier just like they did before, to try and maybe help shut down this Farah even more. It didn't work though on Pariso, and it worked a little bit on Ilios. Let's see how it's going to work here on Dorado. But again, 5 minutes on the time bank for Arctic, but we did also see Fluffy Pandas be in the same situation just. So let's see what happens now. Sun is going to fall to Gordon now just before they're able to get that Valk out, which I was just about to mention. Stryax trying to do a flank play on the Reaper, but will be seen, will likely be chased here as well. Probably will get out, but still going to be chased by the Diva, but it's able to actually TP out, but potentially, maybe not, because Stryax look like they will die and also get staggered. Drucker's trying to make a play onto the Ash, because the Ash to 1 HP. Avos comes in, they will actually be able to get the kill onto the Ash despite the DM. Valk comes out on Sun. They want to keep this fight going here, Arctic, despite being down there. Reaper ball slam comes in, the res is able to happen though to bring Gordon back. Bomb is also forced onto Point, and Avarice will die to Gordon in trying to get away from that bomb. The Gordon will then also pick off Sun as well, so Gordon with 2 picks here on the Ash. Pandaisy is going to fall though to Joker. Everyone is very, very low. Blossom comes out by Stryax, not able to kill anybody. In fact, he will actually also lose his life. Joker's still alive here, but it's 1 versus 3. Probably can't really do anything, so just needs to try and stay alive on the wrecking board here. Has the mind to be able to potentially force the objective. iBlue also has the Kitsune rush now, and Soj Echo is now coming out for Arctic as well as using both of the DPS ults. But defensively,
My ultimate is ready. Let's go.
Defensively wise, Coldriz is dead before they could even use the overclock. I was about to mention that Fluffy Pandas have 4 ults, but somehow Pandaisy Stryax just killed 3 people all of a sudden, including the Visor. Bobby's going to come out and just cause a little bit of a distraction more than anything. As Drucker's in the back line just trying to get a pick onto the Ash, but is not able to. Asmoon is still behind them right now, so you definitely have to play this in mind. Coldriz is dead again to Avos, this time from the shot, but they will get rezzed. A pause has been called, but I don't even think there's time for the pause to even happen before the map is already over. I did see Asmoon was looked like they had some form of issues with the Diva, but I wasn't really sure. I mean, the pause has been called, but the game is already finished, so we might as well unpause, unfortunately.
Seems we finished the time we paused, so let's let it run away.
Because the touch hasn't happened, the mines have come out, the objective has been capped, and Arctic will win their 2nd series of the day and move on to the finals. And now we do have that matchup, which will be next, of Fluffy Pandas against KFC, to decide who is joining them, and hopefully Fluffy Pandas will be able to sort out their take issues that they seem to be having.
So Team Arctic has 4 map points. Pandas have 1 and KFC currently 0. Okay, so next matchup, KFC versus Pandas. Thank you, Arctic, for now. So just a few minutes we will switch the teams. Okay,
Right.
so let's start the third matchup. KFC versus Pandas.
I know this is not some sick joke that we came up with. They use the team names. Now, we return to Greece. So, we only have data to go off. Of course, KFC have just watched the series, just seen that when they also got practically destroyed on Ilios by Arctic, Fluffy Panda came out with the win on Ilios. So, but as I mentioned in that series, KFC not really themselves. Let's see. Excuse me. If that little break has helped them a little bit more to be able to find what kind of compositions they want to play, especially, and also how exactly they want to play it. So, the Bastion pick still seems to be coming out
5, 4,
from KFC. KFC is the blue team. Pandas is the red team. Just so people are aware, if you can see the colours. Now, we have the Rhine Bastion, which is something we did not see before from KFC. Looks coming back out on that Diva, which we saw them play at Ilios before, get a lot of success from. They're now looking to pocket Gordon even more with that Sojourn pick. That Sojourn obviously got like a lot of value before and gets another pick straight away onto Kaipo here. This Gordon with the Sojourn seems to get a lot of value from this Sojourn pick. The Anna is already down on the side of KC. Tries to go for a pin on them, but they are going to miss, and they're in a lot of danger, and they will eventually fall. Pingu Joy trying to help them there on the Alari, but not able to do so. Looks like they will also potentially lose their life as well. Point is kind of just being forced by KFC, and they will get first cap percentage, but it's not going to be a lot of percentage, as Pandas will eventually just clear them up and then cap the point themselves. 7% goes the way of KFC, as Kaipo loses their head yet again to Gordon on that Sojourn. And so Puffy Pandas will again take the lead on Ilios. Z making the swap over to the Cass. Let's see if that's going to make any bit of a difference here against the Steve Genji sort of die style that Fluffy Panda is playing. Triag looking for a pinch, trying to take someone off guard, but cancel it though, and after not being able to hit the barrier, just goes destroyed. So here though is able to get a pick onto Pretty Healer. So the Mercy is now down on the side of Fluffy Pandas. Let's see what happens. Cold Wiz though goes aggressive, they try the Bastion back. The Genji of Amos is also in there. Cold never pick to enjoy a move will fall though to the Reinhardt. We're in a 3v3 now, so Fluffy Pandas kind of just stabilizing a little bit. Zoya is trying to flank on the Kaz, not able to actually get any value and will eventually get forced out by the Diva Kiri. And Triax also has the peel to basically help them to make sure they can get through this choke. A lot of ults available, especially on the side of Pandas. Form comes out from Tortilla, trying to just clear a bit of room onto the Bastion. Not able to it. Nano is going to come out. So not the Nano. The Nano comes out to the Reinhardt, but the Rush also comes out in return. It's a trade back and forth. Rez is going to come out there for Pretty Healer. Tortilla with the Bastion. Oh, the other bombs also dropped on their face, so they will fall over to that. Kaipo dies again to Gordon. Gordon just seems to have Kaipo's name right now on that, and picking off 3 fights in a row now that's been. Aim Moya will be able to pick off Pingu and Joya as well. And despite ults being used on both sides, we're now at 90% for Fluffy Pandas here, with ults to be able to spare to try and deny a touch here. Z on that swap to the Tracer, just a touch, but will die to Gordon before even able to trigger overtime. They have to touch here to trigger overtime. Triag will be able to do it. The slam comes, that big slam onto Cold Riz, but they're not going to get any form of kill. Blade and Overclock's going to come out in return from the DPS to clear up everybody else. And first round will be going to Fluffy Panda here on Ruins. A slightly better start that happened from KFC, but again, something definitely seems more off about them today. They're not playing with the same sort of capabilities that we used to see them play in this tournament, but maybe they just need to warm back up again. Let's see what's going to happen now. As we go to Ilios, well, changes on the side of KFC. We are seeing Triag bring out the Drug Queen. Z is also bringing out the May. Tortilla brings out the Widowmaker. Meanwhile, it is as it was for Fluffy Panda with their same position, but Kaipo will get a boop onto Gordon, so that Sojourn is now taken care of nice and early. Triag looking with that shout, got the knife company right now and looks to pull the back if they get away. Tortilla shoots himself in the face, but Omen will trade that back, so all of a sudden we're now even across the board for DPSs, but looks will be able to get demech by Z before being able to get Gordon back in the fight. Suzu will come out by Cold Wiz, but now that's now gone, so now Triag can chase. They'll be able to chase, kill them, and I move leave with the squish as well. And just like that, first fight, nice wall comes out as well. Maybe going to get picked off the Pretty Healer. No, they're not able to. First fight will go again to the way of Arctic, but this time a lot. Sorry, no, to the way of KFC. Apologies. but this time a bit more dominant than the last time round. Coming out with this Queen May. Let's see if this is going to be the answer for KFC's problems they've had so far today. Suzu forced nice and early here, well, so they can go very aggressive in the next fight. Tortilla is dead though to Amu off my screen. Amu's 1 HP will get this recall forced. Z looks like they're about to be maybe pincered around from the angle. Lux will be able to get on the Valk, comes out, Kypo dies, Gordon goes, Blizzard is going to come down now onto Lux. But Suzu is able to come out and save them. Pingu injury will die. Z will also die. And excuse me, Fluffy Pandas will flip the point back. 51% being given over to TMX as well, back over to the Bastion, but maybe they will swap back off that Z, also using the Blizzard potential swap for it to happen. Or Lux just kills Kopo before they can even escape as well on that Lucio. So a little late stagger there for KFC, but they will be coming back into the fight as Tortilla will make that swap over to the Hansi. Triad does have their ult, but they're kind of being chased in their spawn right now, so Z also gets staggered, and they're trying to get Pingu and Joy as well, but it looks like they're going to be able to keep them alive just about. They have to shout just to make sure of it. So they have to wait for that cooldown to come back. Tortilla onto the Hanzo, probably hoping just to get some good picks. A lot of ults available though on both sides here. But I'm looking at this Queen ult mainly from Triag. If they can force that Suzu nice and early, could be a huge turning point for KSC. There is the rush. Suzu, I believe, was used overclock. Now will be used after the rush of the Kitsune as well as the Queen ult. Also didn't seem to get much value. Z's back on Soldier. Trades are going back and forth, but Gordon is still alive on this Soldier, currently being pocketed by both healers and has full charge. This Soldier needs to die because otherwise KFC is not going to be able to take this point. Lux is able to make it back. A Triag will fall before they can get any help from their Alari or the Lucio. Not healing to help the Queen from long distance there, especially against the Diva. Kypo is getting chased down, but they will just about manage to escape. We're down to last fight territory right now though for KFC to see if they could turn this around. Amo though will be punished, so a nice early pick for KFC. Let's see how they now approach taking into this fight with only the Valk available on the defense for Fluffy Pandas. Early beat, not really needed, and the Alari also is going to come out after DMX. I mean, it's a huge Alari, but he just gets insta cleanse. Now Valk from Pretty Healer will eventually come out. Look, he's still alive in the back line, touching the point, so they kind of need to deal with that. But Gordon's also flanked on the Soldier, but they will be able to pick them off before they're actually able to do anything. Amo gets their recall force, so they will also have to get out. But they're going to wait for Lux to get back in Mag. They do get that back. DPS also now available for KFC on the defense. Early shout comes out, but they're not able to get anything with it. In fact, Z falls because they're not in outer west of the shout. Lux is able to get that pick, but all of a sudden we're in a 5 vs 4. And Triag is again too far forward, not able to get the help that they want. Gordon with that swap over to the Genji with the Iron Man gets a double hit onto the back line, and it looks like even a Pingu injury will be able to touch, and Z will probably be able to touch afterwards. This is going to be unlikely to be winnable. Dragon is also going to be coming from spawn, but it's not going to be able to touch for you. Kuiper is able to make it, but I don't know how long they have left to survive. Triag will be as well, but this is literally just staggering right now. Tortilla might get the pick, but the Diva one's going to go off. Triag knows they can't escape it. Tortilla will fall in KFC. We'll lose the first map here to Fluffy Pandas, but remember, Fluffy Pandas did win the first map in the last series, so KFC have to be positive. They get their map pick now for Hybrid.
Play of the game.
That's the play of the game.
Nerf this. Outplayed.
Okay, so next we go to hybrid map, which is chosen by KFC, and Pandas get to choose the side.
But be interested to see as KFC picked Archvold in their first series of the day against Arctic, but then got full held almost on that map and then lost that map very quickly, to see if they will pick a different map now against Fluffy Pandas, or if they will stick to what they had as their map pick and just put it down to that they underperformed the first time round that they played it. It's be interesting to find out. Okay, so it's the King's Row pick that has now come out. So if you love it or hate the map, you always end up seeing it at least once per tournament. King's Row, the best map in the game, still in my opinion, has been picked by KFC. Let's see if Pandas obviously want to attack or defense. So obviously, again, they picked Iconfall before, that didn't work. They go to Take Two and they go to King's Row to hopefully, for them sakes, to maybe do that reverse sweep that Arctic obviously just did as well against Fluffy Pandas, to then meet them also in the final. We're now actually also in a very awkward situation of I don't really know how this tiebreaker is also going to work, because the way we had it worked was map wins also got you through to the final. So right now, Pandas have 2. So even if KFC do win the series, the scores would actually be level at 2-2. So we'd have to find a tiebreaker to decide who is taking on Arctic in the final, if that was to occur. But that is only an if. Let's only look at what is happening right now, and what is happening right now is that we're going to have KFC be starting on the attack here of their pick of King's Row. Okay, the ready checks are complete, so we should be going into map any second now. Just as we are starting to load in, let's see how KFC are going to bounce back from losing Ilias. Putting up a better fight on Ilias this time around, though, than they did last time. Let's see if they can bring their confidence up a bit more as we head on to the famous King's Row of London. My, obviously, not birthplace in London, but I obviously being English, it is nice to have an English map, especially one which is played as much as this one is. So who knows? Let's see what maps, whenever eventually they come out at some point during the future, hopefully to open up the map pool even more. Obviously, some changes which were announced yesterday, of course, to map pools ahead of Overwatch CS with hero bands also coming along. Obviously, there was some map pool changes that now Clash and Flashpoint have now joined hybrid as well. So that's obviously something which you also have to bear in mind. You know where that's happened. And obviously there was also a push change as well, which also occurred in terms of matching it up with the other one. So it's like Flashpoint and Hybrid, I think it was. Also, it was Clash and Hybrid, and then it was Push and Flashpoint, I believe, were put together. I don't fully remember that. If you don't know what it is, go and search it up on Twitter. You'll be able to find the link that they had. But basically what they did is they effectively just crammed little stuff together to make the map pool a little bit more interesting. Yes, so push and yeah. Oh, to go before I can even start, Triang's already dead to the main wall that comes out. With the Ram May coming out, just to clarify myself, it's Hybrid and Flashpoint are together, and Push and Clash that are together ahead of Overwatch CS for next year, going into other tournaments, as well as hero bands as well. So we might not be seeing King's Row after this, at least for the first part of the season. So let's enjoy this map while we can, and that footage. Nice Maywall comes out by Amor, is able to split the team. Triag swaps off to the Reinhardt and instantly gone to mirror the Ram instead. It is a much better pick. Z and Zoro have actually swapped roles actually, so we have Z on support now off the DPS and quite pro swap. Z actually on the Moira. DPS and Moira coming out clutch there, being able to kill Pretty Healer on the Juno, but Juno will be swapped back by Lux, able to get 2 before dying to Tortilla. Gordon again with his flank on the Sojourn, able to pick up Tortilla. Aimer will be able to kill off Kuiper, and the DPS again. Here we see the DPS for Fluffy Pandas just coming in a bit clutch at the moment so far. Trades went back and forth. Aimer just picking up Pingu and Joya there just as they come out. Spawn Tortilla is 1 HP. Probably do not want to pick that, as he will escape with that fade from wherever they were hiding on the map. Wasn't on that Moira pick. Coming up to their coalescence though, thanks to their little flank that they do, but they were able to get a kill. Kuiper also has the tire as well, so this wall swap seems to be working a little bit here for KFC in terms of ultimate. Wise. Anyway, cooldowns being forced on both sides. Lux now has no slow, so it's a lot more aggressive now. KFC can be. Speaking like Yoda here, KFC could be more aggressive now. That's what I meant to say, but the inner Yoda came out of me. There is the early form by Lux, but not really looking to do anything with it. So this is again cooldown at advance. Mail is going to come in. Is that actually going to hit anybody, or it hits the Juno, which is the person you did not want it to hit? Ramult's just going to come out in response to this coalescence here. Kind of a waste of a Ramult, but you know what? It's worth it, I guess. Slow's going to come out for the one. Kaipo is going to fall. 3 people are now in on the left-hand side for KFC here, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to get chased out or if they're actually going to be able to escape. Looks like they're going to be able to escape. Are they going to leave Tortilla on this high ground? On this Hansa pick. Ult's fadeable. Juno ult potentially probably to start. Kaipo chose to go for a setup, but he's not able to hit it. It's 1 HP. How is he still alive? Tortilla will fall them in the meantime to Cold Riz, and Kaipo might get chased now and will probably very likely die, which they will. Try and make a decision to swap off the Ram and go the ball. I'm pretty sure he had ult though. Don't really agree with that decision, and it looks like KFC are again back to struggling to work out how exactly they actually want to play right now here on their map pick of King's Row. Maybe you could just put this down to a bad day at the office here from one of our very good teams in this tournament. Early Dragon is going to come in by Tortilla. Not really going to achieve much from that, but it's going to give up statue space for them to be able to come in. Juno is now going to be able to fight. I don't know if it's 1, he gets picked off before he can get his ice block off. Overclock's going to come in with the Nano. Oh no, sorry, no, the Nano's onto the Matra. Lux gets 2. Gordon's able to pick up 1 before dying into the tire. 30 seconds remaining. Lux is now in the room trying to kill Kuiper, but they're just going to leave them and follow focus. Triag on point instead. Juno all coming out from Pretty Healer very, very early here. 20 seconds still on the clock. Triag gets slipped, but should be able to just roll out to safety, but they actually roll back into trouble. Gets a slam off onto the Juno. The Juno is 1 HP, but there's no follow-up. Kuiper is likely dead here because he doesn't have any sort of help. Z comes to chase, but Z will probably also die because of this cooldown being used. Ramot's going to come out here from Lux probably just as they finish their Pingo Enjoyer. Has to touch point, so Teal we're going to pick onto Aimu, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Ramatra ult is going to be enough to kill off Triag. Tortilla will also fall, and it's going to be a full hold here now on King's Row. Coming out from Fluffy Pandas, only need 1 tick now to make their way back into that finals to have that rematch again with Arctic that obviously we just saw them lose in that 2-1 fashion. This time it looks like they fixed their tech problems at least. So let's see if they can secure the win here on King's Row to make their way into that final for that rematch.
Ready for battle.
say.
5, 4,
I mean, a miracle is needed for KFC to be able to pull off a draw here to take us to map 3. They're going to go back to this Malga Bastion that we saw them on before. Looks like they're going to try and hit really early at the choke with the Maywall. Oh, it's a huge nade though that comes in by Cold Riz. Lamp is already forced because of it. Nade by Kuiper misses. Tatia will die after getting stuck on the wall. Triag is 1. They will trade back Arm Freely Healer, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Imo is going to be able to pick off Pingo and Drea, and even though Z and Kaipro are still alive and Z gets a pick on the way out, Kaipro can't touch, and that is going to be that for this series. Fluffy Panda taking the win and setting up that rematch for the finals against Arctic.
play of the game.
Suffer as I have. Take everything from them.
So next we go to finals, Pandas versus Arctic, and the finals will be first to 3 map wins that defines the winner. I think we will have like a couple of minutes break so Pandas get to have something to drink before we go to the final matches. And I will also let the teams know which map we will be going to. It is a surprise for them. Okay, seems we are ready to start the finals. We will be playing on a push map, and the team that wins 3 maps wins the finals and the whole tournament. Good luck to both teams.
Yeah, starting up on push. A little bit different, of course, from, you know, the escort. I say not escort, the cough that we normally start with, of course. So let's see how, you know, changing it up.
So, do you mind explaining what is the what is this map?
Yes.
Push map.
So, what the push map is like when you have a hybrid where you have, like, you know, a payload thing that's to push. Instead, this time you have a robot to push that does the pushing for you, but you still have to be in radius to be able to actually push the robot, and whoever pushes it the furthest will win the map.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
So obviously this is a change of pace from when we played Cough to start, or Control. So let's see how even one of these teams are able to adapt. Arctic in the red, Pandas in the blue. Obviously Arctic won this 2-1 the last time they played each other not that long ago. So let's see what's changed this time round. Arctic still sticking to that Farah Mercy, which got them a lot of value before. We took a right out on the Malga, as Lux is going to be playing the Queen, which I don't believe we saw them play before. So it's a bit different coming out here for Fluffy Pandas in response to Arctic. Joko went really early for this engage. It's kind of alone right now, so they definitely need to get out and survive. They're just about able to survive. Gordon is 1 HP somewhere off my screen. Avas, I think, is chasing them down as well. They'll be able to kick off. Pretty healer will fall, but Avas will also fall in return. Juno down for the Farah. That's a worthwhile trade any day of the week for Arctic. Looks with a flank over here with the Junker Queen, trying to get a pick onto this Curie. Not able to because the TP as soon as it comes out, but they will be able to pick up Strux as attention got turned to help their backline. Junker makes a slam engage in, will be able to pick off Gordon before they're able to get any picks with that. Sojourn will get knifed and will actually continue chasing into them right now to force them back. Avas is now also back in the fight, fighting Amu at the moment, with Genji trying to be awkward at the back. The Falcon's going to come out in response. Evicus will be able to pick off Amu, and looks like right now the point percentages will now start ticking up on the side of Arctic, who have a lot of votes coming up to be able to chase. Slam's going to come out onto Cold Risk. Suzu has to come out to save them. Shell also came out to save them as well. Gordon dies off screen. 2 strikes on that Reaper, who also is able to pick off Pretty Healer as well, and is currently fighting the Genji as well off screen. Lux will eventually die because there's not enough healing to be able to keep them alive on point, and it looks like first checkpoint here is going to go to Arctic. And what the checkpoints are, these individual checkpoints you'll see, is just to get closer spawns on the map. There'll be a small little delay where the bot takes just a quick second just to have a quick itch, and then the progress will continue.
Excellent teamwork.
So ults, 9 ults available. Pretty Healer with the Juno ult. Blade to follow from Amu. Queen ult also gets used. 3 ults now coming out on the side of Fluffy. Only just now securing kills after the third ult being used. If you're Arctic, you just accept the fact that 3 very big ults have been used. You try and get out alive if you can. Looks like Chuka will just about be able to escape on that Malga. Gets knifed back. Oh, gets knifed back and actually ends up dying because that knife back actually, I thought they were full HP. But now, Arctic will start their push progress themselves. 7 minutes still on the time. Push is obviously 10 minutes long. So a lot of time for reverse sweeps to sort of happen in progress. Late pick onto Sun there as well from Lux comes out, so that's going to stagger Arctic even more. So Arctic kind of just need to get back as 5, really, to then take this fight potentially on the corner just before the checkpoint with their own ults that they now have available to be used. Gordon is just hitting on this high ground now as the soldier, and that will be a threat. We've seen how much of a threat they've been in every single series so far that they've played. Katsuna Rush is going to be coming out by Cold Words in response to the charge by Trigger. Cage Barrage comes in, but Avas gets killed by the deflect of Amun. Trigger also ends up dying to Lux, the overclock as well on top. Just like that, it looks like Arctic are going to be losing this fight here, and they do. Strikes brings out the Death Blossom though in desperation. Will die to Gordon. Checkpoint will go to Fluffy Pandas, and most likely they will also take the lead here as well, as Drucker's now going to make a swap over to Tiistaisin, coming off of a Malga. See if that's going to make a difference on the side of Arctic, but he's taken a lot of damage and already has to back up and burn their cooldowns before even turning the corner. The lead has now gone to Fluffy Pandas officially, so 5 minutes still on the time bank, though, so a lot of time for it to change. Valkyrie and the Katsuna Rush on Arctic's side. Suzu is 4, so that could be a trigger to go. Lux is very close to their Rampage though, so we'll be looking to force something there. There is the rush. Defense going to come out and to help. Trigger's already very low. Cooldown's being traded back. Arctic kite very smartly, but Moonmash has just decided that he just wants to go in there. He would have, sorry, Amu, sorry, has decided just wanted to go in there to try and make a play. Ends up dying. Both supports also ended up dying off my screen there when I was looking by Avras. So Arctic, they get the fight win. They are going to cross that middle choke, which means their spawns will now be reset to the default spawns as well. That's also what that means every time you pass the middle. Could have been looking at Lux here with this Queen Ult as well as this Dragon Blade to kind of open up the fight here for Arctic Pandas, sorry, for Fluffy Pandas. So let's see how this Queen Ult is very good. Blade's going to come out by Amu, who's going to pick off Eye Blue before Suzu could come out. There is the Queen Ult after the Kyrie has gone down. There's no Suzu to be able to save them. Sun falls, Avas will also fall. Joker just reset on point, and Strorex is hiding in a corner as Reaper trying to escape as well. Will likely get out, but no, Lux also manages to kill them as well. And now Fluffy Pandas, they have both support ults as well as an overclock coming up here for this next fight, so they could definitely take advantage here on Esperanza, as they're just going to play this high ground, force them to walk into them Joker touches. There is the Katsuna Rush. Blue has fell. Cold Wrist also forces returns. So does Avas. The Whistle ult actually comes out but doesn't get any value. Gordon is able to pick off Sun, and Joker will die to Lux. Amu will kill Strikes. Avas will be able to kill Lux, but then will also lose their life to Gordon. Very scrappy really from both sides, but you know, Barrage being used, the Orisa will also being used, as Avas will now swap over to the Sojourn of their own. But Overclock and Orbital Ray still available here for Fluffy Pandas to be able to use to push around this corner. Sun's also going to make a swap over to the Moira. If you're Arctic, you're going to be looking at Stromax to do something with this Death Blossom, as Avas actually gets the pick on Pretty Healer before the fight even starts. Huge pick here to help Arctic be able to get some progress. Looks like Amu will eventually die as well, but they will kill Strikes in return, so a potential trade here. But looks like Pandas are just gonna take the reset and very kindly run away and regroup as 5 people. Again, Strikes the only ult on board for Arctic with this Death Blossom. Orbital Ray and Overclock are available on the side of the defenders now, as you would call it. There is the Orbital Ray to punish Joker, who's gone in and used all their cooldowns. The Overclock is layered on top of it, Joker will eventually die. Takes 2 ulsters to be able to kill the Arista, and Aimu actually falls because they go a little bit too early. They will die. Avas gets sniped mid-air though by Gordon after the 100 charge of the rail comes in. And they will retake the bot. Aimu is now also going to swap over to the Reaper, so we're now in a mirror. And again, we have Lux coming up to Rampage. As now Joker is going to make a swap over to the Zarya now off of the Abyssa, trying to find the answer right now against this Queen. To see if Zarya is the pick for them. 2 minutes remaining. Still, a lot of ults coming up on the side of Arctic though, so you would have to say advantages with them right now, even if they are currently not in the lead. I say that as Cold Wiz is able to pick up strikes. Huge Rampage comes out onto every single person on the team. There's no Susu to be able to save them. Locks a huge 4-person anti there. We're able to clear them up. And they will be able to now push around this corner and push the 110 meters mark plus as we get to the final corner here. But as I said, 4 ults coming up on the side of Arctic. So next fight win is most likely theirs. Unless Cold Risk could do something. Asgos though will fall to Gordon. The Death Blossom's going to come in and kill Lux though, not able to escape. Also able to keep Aimu. So this will be just a reset now on the side of Fluffy Pandas, knowing that they have a Kitsune rush and coming up to both DPS ults as well to come for this next important fight for the corner in main. Coalescence though, Orbital Ray and an Overclock is available on the side of Arctic. So let's see which ults they will use to open it up first. Gordon went down to 1 HP, was able to keep alive Cold Wiz with that Kitsune rush, Aimu with a flag from behind those to kill Sun. IOP 4 strikes for Avas also popped the overclock in that, but will end up dying. Trying to think it was turnable there, but it turned out it wasn't. Joker's going to get staggered here, right? Surely they end up dying, which they do. Avas making the emergency swap over to the Widowmaker here, probably just trying to look to hope to get some form of a pick. As Fluffy Pandas will go in, 10 seconds left, a lot of ults available. Sun, very aggressive fade in with the coalescence. Fluffy Pandas just go, okay, fine, we'll just leave you to it and we just get the hell out of the dodge. They just get out of dodge, they reset from that coalescence. Now, there here's the overclock by Gordon. Death Blossom laid on top. Ipu dies before even getting the Juno or out. Strikes also falls. Chuka's still alive, but not to that grab. Needs to get that bounce, but Sun's got 4. Sun is 1 HP. The fade is forced, they will die. Sun falls. Chuka dies before they can even get that grab. Oh, the Orbital Ray comes out just as an extra, and first map yet again will go to Fluffy Pandas. But as I said, we know how the last series went. Let's not guarantee that they're going to be the winners here. So Arctic yet again get their map pick for map 2. Okay, so Midtown pick has come out. Very weird, actually, from Arctic to pick this map. I don't think they picked it before. Which map was it that they picked before? For it really is now blank. My mind has now gone blank in terms of what that map was, which they won against Pandas earlier today. Maybe someone can remind me. But I'm pretty sure it was not Midtown. It was Pariso actually. So opting not to go Pariso again this time, despite winning that map last time, quite convincingly as well. You know, they capped with like almost 4 minutes on the time bank, I think it was, or 3 minutes on the time bank. The up for Midtown instead. So change of strategy potentially coming out from Arctic here as we're going to get into map 2 of Midtown.
Yonder.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
So, Pandas are starting on the defense. Map up. Remember, this is the first to 3 map wins, not 2 like our previous series that we've had so far today, which of course, as I keep saying, Arctic did win that series 2-1, so they've got to have some confidence coming into this series after already beating Fluffy today. So, they went down on push. Let's see what they can do now on their map pick of Midtown. Again, different than what they picked the first time round. We're having the Soldier from Gordon, which I'm not surprised of. They're getting a lot of value on that hero. This is onto the Orisa. Also, Adventure is coming out here by Aomu, which is a very interesting pick right now, but I think it's understepped in the meta. Strikes looks like they're going to be playing the Soldier, and Avarice is starting on the Sim, but we also have a ball, so potentially just some scouting happening, I would imagine, here. Okay, maybe not, because Joker's just going to blow up Aomu before anything even happens. This is a very, very weird comp coming out from the side of Arctic, but they've got a first pick, and now they're chasing down Cold Riz, but they have Suzu to be able to escape, but Pretty Healer's also able to fall over to Sun, who's on that flank, thanks to that TP. Strutter is able to take out Cold Riz. Avos will eventually fall to Lux, which are on the Orisa. Not the worst thing in the world. Actually, Gordon also takes out Stryox as well. All of a sudden, a fight that looked guaranteed one for Arctic has now made 2 picks gone the other way. Sun also dies. 2 picks. We're in a scrappy fight here. 2 against 1. Suzu's gonna come in. Pretty Healer's gonna kill out iBlue. Joker's gonna have to get out for their life. 1 HP. Stryox is also gonna get staggered. All of a sudden, Stryox actually gets a kill onto Aomu, but again, it's so scrappy back and forth here. It looked guaranteed that Arctic was going to catch first point here, but all of a sudden, 2 trades go back the other way, and all of a sudden, Fluffy Panthers is now holding here on defense, and also built up to their ultimates as well, with this Orisa ult actually also coming up. They're staying on the same Soj. Twisted Minds peeled, but with a ball, so if Joker was playing anything else other than the ball, they would be trying in a Twisted Minds. Joker's going to make an engage, but they're also very low. Don't really have shields. Shields is going to come out, but it's probably not going to be enough. They're going to fall too early of an engage with Joker. No one ready to follow that up. Either TP is going to happen to try and get them out, but the Orisa Spear is just going to force some iBlue will die. The Seaver is actually able to escape despite the pushback from the Orisa Spear, but then Avarice is 1 HP and doesn't die to Gordon. In fact, Gordon is the one who ends up dying from overextending. So, advantage going into this fight for Arctic, as long as they're fast, they're upper player right now, but they have to get their Kiri back. Sorry, their Juno back. Joker's gone in now, and Joker's 1 HP and very low. Has to get out before they get chased and ended up dying. Strokes. He's not in a very good position, so they will also be chased. Avos gets speared, but should be fine. Continuation's coming back. Sim, Orisa ult also used on both sides, which is the Orisa ult from Lux that gets a lot more value as they're able to kill Sun and then get a trade up kill onto Avarice. So ults traded on both sides, but the advantage still stays with Fluffy Panda here on defense. With just over a minute left, Avarice is now making that swap back over to their trusted Farah. Be interested to see if Sun is also going to make that change to Mercy. Never mind, Avarice has decided they want to go Venture instead. 3 ults now on the side of Arctic on attack. The Orbital Ray is the one that they're probably really going to want the most here to match Pretty Healers on the defense. Slam comes out onto Cold Riz, they're 1 HP, but the Suzu's able to save them, and the Juno healing. Mind is going to come out just to split this back line here, but doesn't really get to do much else. iBlue is getting pushed right now as well, but Cold Riz is going to die to just the Soldier and E. Avarice is also going to pick off onto Lux. Pretty Healer's going to trade it back, but I'm also going to trade it back again. Torpedo is going nuts on both sides. It looks like now, as long as Gordon doesn't kill 4 people and is able to touch the point, that he's just going to get staggered instead. Eventually, finally, Arctic will now start their progress here on Midtown. but only 3 minutes remaining for them. But it could and should have been a lot more. But they have the junior ult now to be able to use to push the corner. In fact, they're actually mirrored in terms of ultimates, but Amu is building up to that Dragon Blade here on the defense and will have that for their next fight. Drucker looks like they're going in, just trying to cause a bit of chaos as the ball, trying to get some boop. The Wizards looking to deny them. Slow down his momentum. Drucker is not getting a lot of value right now, needs to get the hell out of the dodge before they end up falling. Avarice is very late with the venture engage, but almost catches Ayamu. The junior ult's going to come out here onto the point, so someone needs to now start using strikes, but a bit with their ult. Stuttgart is just spinning round and is able to kill Coldrez with just spinning round the pillar. Strikes will get traded back though by Gordon, who does have that overclock, but will die to Sun because he's in the back line. Joker gets another standing engage onto Pretty Healer trying to get a pick, but unfortunately he's going to get Suzu to be able to survive, but looks he's going to go in after seeing that Suzu with the whistle. 5 people, but doesn't get a kill. Somehow everybody manages to survive. That Avis is on the ground, tries to go for a stab on Aimu, but it will get deflected. Kiri Genji is 1 HP, Joker's trying to kill, but they can't. Looks is 1 HP, Rush comes out, but the overclock comes out in response. Ibu falls over. Here is the Juno as well from the defenders here. Oh, Fluffy Panda, Sun is 1 HP, gets stuck on the point, will end up dying. The Juno is the finisher here on the defense for Fluffy Pandas. They're going to be able to probably kill Juka here as well. I don't believe he's going to be able to escape and live in their backline strikes. Gets a late pick. Mines available from Drucker if he's even able to get back into the fight. Avas also has the Venture ult, which names I've for some reason I have actually forgot what it's called. But they have the Venture ult Coldrez with the Kutsune Rush, but the Blade is also there as an overlap here on the defense for Fluffy Panda. So let's see how they go to take this fight. Coldrez is actually 1 HP. Joker could have got a slam into that. Oh my god, he just rolls through and just kills the Juno instead. This ball is getting so much value. Lux falls over to Strokes as well with that rail from across the map. Blade's going to come out here for Emu, trying to turn this, trying to get onto Strokes, but he's just going to slide away. Coldrez dies in the meantime, and this Blade gets absolutely 0 value, just gets like a little bit of attention and will eventually be cleared up most likely. Emu is still alive though at the moment. Looks like I believe we'll be able to get them. Venture of Average is going to go in there, but there's the Coldrez. Average trying to flank though with the Venture ult. We'll be able to pick up Pretty Healer thanks to that, and Strokes with the thing. Mines is going to come out on point. Suzu comes out by Sun just to make sure that everyone stays alive on point. We'll also get a pick onto Coldrez. Looks it's 1 HP. I will eventually fall to Juka. Emu is now back to touch. Gordon is somewhere away on the flank, taking a 1 versus 2, but will eventually die to Avas. Emu just trying to stall right now on the Genji. Same as Pretty Healer. Suzu's going to come back out again in response to the dash. Should be nice and easy. Pretty Healer gets killed up. Emu would eventually get cleared up, and they will cap second point. Only 1 minute and 30 though on the clock now for Arctic. Very good job by Pandas here on the defense, just to burn time off. When they are losing barely any time left. Overtime now on second, only just under 30 seconds I believe it was on first. Emu's going to make a swap over to the Cavs, something that's a little bit better at dealing with this ball, because Chuka is getting a lot of value just by spinning around more so than anything, not really even really doing hard engagements. The no way means those, so he's going to be scouted out here by Pretty Healer, so let's see what he does here. Goes for the slam, but he misses it. Strikes has the overclock though, so they could swing with the overclock here as well as the Juno. Lux has their Arissa ult though again, and overclock of their own here on defense. Lux is going in for the overclock. Emu's died off screen. Lux has gone for the Arissa ult, but doesn't get value. Iblue though dies because of the follow-up damage from Coldrez. So Juno is now down on the side of Arctic on their defense. Probably needs to do a fast reset, but Strikes is able to trade it back for a Pretty Healer, so maybe not. Strikes is onto Coldrez. Both supports picked off by the Sojourn of Arctic now. Juka will unfortunately get traded for them, but Lux will also fall in return. Emu is now back in the fight, but it's now 4 versus 2 for Arctic, but they are missing their tank, but he will be a ball and he will be back fast. Pretty Healers to try to take a bath into the Sojourn E. Here comes Gordon with that Sojourn overclock. Rush though in response by his son, and then the overclock themselves for strikes, and the Juno ult laid on top. Emu is now dead, so is Coldrez. Sonny straight back there by Gordon, who's still on point, still living, and will eventually die. Lux will die. The Juno ult's going to come out, but it's not going to be enough to be able to keep the Orisa alive. I don't know if they have another touch because that team kill came out very, very late. Havas has their ult and Juka has their ult, just in case there is a little touch. There's going to be 1 touch by Gordon, but he will be forced off. And despite the kills that come through at the last minute, they will cap in overtime for Arctic here on Midtown. They will get that full cap, eventually get that full cap after a dogfight that they had to go through there to even be able to cap the first point that happened.
Initiating match.
So, it's a full cap, but there is no time. And, time is always a key thing. We saw how well they did on Poriso against Fluffy Pandas the first time round, Arctic, when they were able to cap with like 3 minutes and stuff. This time, they don't have that extra time bank. And if you remember on Poriso,
Ready for battle.
Fluffy Pandas also full capped in overtime. So, it's very possible that Fluffy Pandas can also fully cap this map. So, it'd be interesting to see what they're going to pull out. It looks like on defense right now we can judge based off on what Arctic are doing. They're rolling out with the ball again from Chuka, who is getting a lot of value, so I could understand sticking with that pick. The Moira Kiri with a Bastion Soj Strux. Special shout out for that attack, getting a lot of value on that Soldier. That pick that we've not really seen them play so far today, but got a lot of value. There was even one fight where he managed to kill both supports. So special little shout out to the Strikes there, showing something different that we've not seen them play so far today, and getting a lot of value for it. Looks like we're having a very early engage happening here from the side of Arctic, but it's going to be scouted. I'm pretty sure because Strikes has decided to slide out, and well, looks and Fluffy Pandas are just going to run straight past them and just run straight to point. But Avis is actually going to get picked on pretty healer in the meantime. Coldwiz is 1 HP. Will eventually die to Jugger. They're going to force point. Looks like to peel onto Avis though. In the meantime, Amor is just forcing the point. But they will be able to dash out very early. Engage coming out there from Arctic, trying to catch them by surprise. Fluffy Pandas almost accidentally on purpose avoided it. Pretty healer got caught. Well, pretty healer got caught in the crossfire and was able to die. Nice slam comes out onto Coldwiz again, and they fall over. Pretty healer also dies to Ivory. Both supports down again on the side of Fluffy Panda. Gordon will also fall over, playing the Pharaoh, which is a pick we've not seen them play. Looks to check back onto the Kiri, but the Kiri should be able to TP back fast enough before the next fight starts. Nice little clear up that happens with Avos back on the Soldier now after dying originally. So, 2 minutes 43. Looks it's already built up 74% though to that rampage, which is very good considering it's not really been like a big brawly fight for the Queen to be able to get her ult charge the way she wants. Gordon's now swapped over to the Cass and they've gone to the Reaper as well. Something a lot more brawling to lead into that Queen as they're going to force this high ground on Destroyer because it gets knife, but it's somehow able to stay alive. But Sun is stuck. Sun dies, but pretty here to force the strikes. Cold with a look, so trade back, and Lever supports are available now on the defensive side of Arctic. Looks like Joker's just going to try and stall as much as possible, but will eventually fall, not having enough HP or having the shields. So it looks like first point will be captured. There is a potential chance for a recontest here, though. If Arctic do decide to go for it, they do have fast enough heroes to be able to do so. And Chuko would also be spawning on that Wrecking Ball, so it'd be interesting to see if they do go for the play. Looks like they tried to at first. He did touch, but then will die. Sun also dies. The ball didn't make it back in time. Chuka still commits the mines despite being down 3 people. Not really a very good decision at all by Chuka there. The touch was a very staggered. It could have definitely been a lot better. And the mines unfortunately get wasted on the side of Arctic there on defense. So 4 minutes, a lot more time on the bank for Fluffy Pandas on this map than what Arctic has struck, because it's 1 HP somewhere fighting a Reaper. I think off screen Juka goes for a slam on the objective, not really able to get any form of follow-up, and will actually get out with their live knife comes out, but it misses. But Juka is now kind of stuck on point trying to slam on the cast, but it's not going to work because the Kasvini wish is there, but Coldwood will still die. Despite the Kasvini wish, Ibu's going to get traded back though as Imu gets a double on the strikes as well. Sun comes out with the coalescence, is able to pick up 2, being the only healer. Nice boop onto Imu there by Chuka there, so the Death Blossom doesn't get any value. It's a 2 versus 2, but Chuka's 1 HP, gets knifed back as 1 HP, should be able to escape, but just about manages to do. Sun is also alive on the high ground, but it's being chased down by Imu, who gets forced 1 HP. The reinforcement to come back in time, but it's not quite over yet. The knife comes in onto Sheba, doesn't know that Lux was there. He will fall, but Chuka chases back onto Colwiz. Avis also falls. Are both DPS down on the side of Arctic. Lux trying to get a lot of value right now with this Queen. Chuka with the slam, with the cooldowns, gets enough, been able to kill it off. Gordon TP comes up by Blue to help. Lux kills off Sun though, so tanks traded back and forth. Joker gets another pick now onto Pretty Healer. It's now a 2 versus 1. Yet again, Lux with a shout, trying to get a pick onto Ibu. Ibu's 1 HP and knifed, but just about survives thanks to the shields of Joker that comes out at the last second to keep the Kuriko alive. Lux though with their ultimate now, but Cold Wiz falls before they can even walk up. Lux gets booped up. Is anyone going to be able to shoot them other than the ball? Joker gets knifed, but it should be able just to run away from safely. But now gets stunned. Now they're forcing point now, Fluffy Pandas, but Gordon's trying to force high ground alone. The Mines is going to come out and it's going to split off Lux. He's going to end up dying. Gordon kills Strokes, though in the meantime he's now looking to take the high ground and be a lot more aggressive, but then is forced to drop. Mines are now zoning him off because he's 1 HP trying to fight Aimu right now, but probably losing this one-on-one and probably needs to get to safety. High ground has now been taken though by Gordon and by Pretty Healer, and the nade comes out, but it's not enough. It's Gordon will pick up Sun, who now made that swap over to the Anna. Iblue is 1 HP. Gordon's just going to roll in and kill him. Slam's going to come in by Junker, but it's not on anybody. The Kiwi just TPs away for free. Adverse and Strikes both have their ults, but unfortunately they're stuck behind right now, so they need to force something. Junker comes back onto the cast, but it's not enough. A lot of ults available now for for Fluffy Pandas. They should be able to cap. Junker able to touch, stall, but Adverse is down to Lux already before the fight even begins. TP comes in with the Suzu. The lamp now comes in as well by Sun, but the Junker Queen ult comes in with 2, but he gets Suzu before a fight even happens. Joker's just spinning, trying to contest. High Noon's going to come in by Gordon, takes out iBlue, but Avas chains it back to Imu. All of a sudden we're in a 4 versus, still touching right now on this back tease. Avas kills Pretty Healer. Sun gets traded back. Shout comes out, but it's not enough. Gordon takes out Ivan's Joker. He's still spinning around strikes. He's 1 HP, will likely fall. Joker will be able to take out Cold Wiz. Gordon is still 1 HP. Blue is now back, trying to help Joker, trying to keep Joker alive. He gets another minefield, but Lux is still alive. Joker goes down before even getting the life minefield off. iBlue can't touch in time. The lamp's not in time. They will die on point. The Sun is also now going to be chased. 2 minutes and 30 on the clock now. As yeah, it looks like Avos is just going to be killed eventually, very, very late here. Oh, for the side of Arctic. 2 minutes. Joker now making a swap over to the Zari. We saw them make this change before. Sun staying on the Baptiste because they're 80% to windows, so they will get the window for the next fight. Aimu though coming in with Death Blossom. Cold Wiz also has the Kitsune Rush. Gordon with those flanks is now putting up. There is the Kitsune Rush onto Gold Wiz. Knife onto Joker. Joker's going to die. Aimu falls over. Visor comes in by Avasto in return. Able to pick up Cold Wiz for Pretty Healers. The first supports are now down on the side of Fluffy Panda. Gordon's down below them right now though. I'm not sure if they realize the fact that he's there, but he will get out with his life. So Kitsune Rush doesn't actually get the value that they would really like here. Fluffy Pandas, Arctic just about able to survive around, even though they use Joker, but Strokes gets picked by Lux there. Nice little knife in and kill, and the lamp was not able to help. Ivers is now coming back on the May. Death Buster comes in, will kill Sun, but without the Suzu or TP not being there. Ibu is also going to get chased down and will fall. Both supports down. Joker is 1 HP, gets knifed in. Probably not going to be able to survive this right now. Probably just needs to dive fast. Strokes also gets picked as well by Aimu. Avers trying to make some swaps based off what they want to do to touch. Lux has the Queen ult, and they also have a High Noon, but there's a window and an overclock here on the side of Arctic. Joker making the swap over to the Reinhardt. The window is going to come out into Aimu's face, and the lamp is forced. Sun falls with what happens. Strikes. We're going to kill this. Ult comes out by 4. Trades back and forth for Cosmo. Gordon gets 2 onto 2 people. Lux kills Avers as well as kills Joker, and just like that, they cap with a minute of 43. They gain a minute, but a minute also goes to Arctic. The ults in the end was too much as Lux hits 4, and the High Noon comes out to kill 2 as the extra finisher, as there was no lamp or no Suzu available on the Arctic to prevent it. A minute to a minute and 47 seconds here on Midtown as we're going to enter extra rounds with Arctic to attack first, and they'll be hoping to not have a repeat of their first minute that they had the last time they attacked.
Ready for battle.
Greetings.
So 30 seconds here. So Fluffy Panda defending first, bringing out the Orisa, which we've seen a little bit more of today. We've got the Kiwi Juno with Aimu back on the Genji. Gordon on that cast, which got a lot of success for them on their last attack there. Obviously the huge High Noon at the end to follow up from the Queen ult, especially, which got them the final cap in the end. Looks like on attack, Arctic are going to be going back to their good old reliable Farah Mercy with Strux back on the Reaper, which we've seen a lot more of so far this series. But their SOGin was actually doing a lot of work, so maybe they could have also stuck to the SOGin. Let's see if they will make that change back once they do some scouting of what comp is being played. Pretty Healer already gets hit from one of those demo blocks, so he's already 1 HP. Drucker is now on the Diva again, so let's see if they can put a lot more punish onto the hit scans and the support, especially with that pick. Looks like they're going to try and take train here. Drucker goes for a little gauge, forces off the high ground. Avos is now just also just spamming down, just trying to cause as much trouble as possible. Strokes gets really low. Ivory dies because they're walking in a straight line trying to help them. Strokes will also get chased down, and there has to be an extremely fast reset right now for Arctic if they're even going to be able to get a touch. I don't think it's very likely to happen though, because Fluffy Pandas is pushing them. Looks like they're going to be able to clear them in. Avos is behind, so we'll be able to touch, but they know that he's there, so needs to make sure he touches without dying. Reaper TP comes in by Strokes. They will actually pick up Gordon, so a chains back. Blue dies on the Lucio, but Strokes chains it back onto Gold. Biz, the defect comes in to help. Drucker is there as Baby Diva can't really stay alive for too long as the Risk is just going to bully him. No progress made for Arctic, unfortunately, despite the trades back and forth there. A minute and 47 to hold on for a draw here now on their map pick of Midtown. Fluffy Pandas will be hoping to get that tick to take themselves on to match point.
Ready for battle.
我が刀は研ぎ澄まされ、心にみじんの迷いなし。
Right, so where were we? 10 seconds to go. Mauga on the defense. Are they going to go for the early hit again like they did last time, Arctic? Looks like they're going to play a little bit more safer this time. There's a Zen also that's came out as we have not actually seen before so far. I think the series, in fact, or even today, I don't think we've seen a single Zen. Looks like they're just going to go straight to point though, aim more and Lotus again. This is what happened last time for Arctic. Fluffy Pandas just flipped the map and went straight to a point, and they're already forcing point right now. The Maywall comes out after that by Avos. That actually blocks off their own Malga. Lamp has to come out to have Avos as the Ice Block also happens. Light Blue is down, Strokes is also down, Sunny is down, and just like that, Avos will get a trade back, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Gordon kills Avos as well. Drucker and it falls, and that will be Fluffy Pandas going 2-0 up in the series and moving on to the match point, despite what the chat seems to think that they've already lost the series. Arctic do have a chance for the reverse sweep.
So we will have a 5-minute break before we go to map 3. Just to let our players to have a drink or breathe a bit.
Okay, so after a little, we'll be heading to Arctic Peninsula. Arctic, it's map pick, down 2-0. And, you know, they bring out home advantage map here of Koth to hopefully turn it around. And never mind, we just got debated that they're not ready. So we're not going to be going into that just yet, but we will be going into it hopefully very soon.
I think now it's safe to say that we can continue. So,
Hey, now it's safe.
Pandas have 2 map points in the final games. They would need 1 more to win. Let's see how this goes.
Initiating
They're bringing out the home advantage. Potentially here, an Arctic Peninsula. Let's see what people are going to be putting out. We've had a couple of ball swaps on the side of Arctic. You now have Sol on DPS. Avos is now back on tank, which we did see them play every single time they've played control. Avos has been on tank, but we now have Joker on support. So that is the main sort of change that they've made going into this. Let's see if these changes are going to be enough to turn the series around for Arctic on Arctic Peninsula. As we're going to be rolling out here with them on the Malga Reaper. And Lux again for Fluffy Pandas rolling out, and that good old reliable Junker Queen. Gordon on the Sojourn that we've seen we get so much value with so far today already. Gordon's already on the angle here as Sojourn. Looks like they will be forced out, but Avos is already 1 HP, will have to charge out. Sun is also 1 HP, will have to fall, get low. Strokex is just jumping up and down, but will eventually fall to Lux. The Shark comes out with the axe, but neither one actually connect. Looks like it's going to chase the Sunny's 1 HP, but it should be able to survive. Knife comes, not going to do anything in terms of pullback, just some spare damage. Amu is really in there right now, but is able to dash away from the slam of Avos before being punished.
Carnage in your
Sun
future.
1 HP, Strokes 1 HP, so a lot taking a lot of damage here. Pre-fire Arctic. Sun dies to Gordon though with that rail, so maybe Fluffy Pandas will be a bit more aggressive now. Yes, they're looking to go. There is the shout. Charge comes out by Avos, trying to slow them down, but Ivory will fall. In the meantime, Easel's still going to come out by Avos, so they're now surrounded. Potentially will fall. Knife's going to come out onto them, but not really going to do anything other than like a little bit of damage. Gordon's already worked up to an overclock, excuse me. Sun, 1 HP, walking up, but already called out towards Avos is 1. There is the overclock now, coming in by Gordon. He's able to get Eye Blue. Joker falls as well, but it's a 2-for-2 trade. Both DPS down on the side of Fluffy Pandas now, so advantage to Arctic, but the only problem is Arctic have no support, so they're so low that they have to get out. Avos has to retreat, and so does Sun have to retreat because they're really low and they couldn't fight. Looks though really overextends in, gets caught by the Junkrat trap on the way out, so we'll fall really late here. Big slam comes out onto two people from Avos, onto the Kiri and the Soj. Doesn't kill them, but just slows them down to make sure they can't retouch. And at 79%, excuse me, is where the flip is going to happen for Arctic, who, but 4 ults. There's actually 9 ults available across the board right now, so this is going to be a lot of queues. Looks comes in with their rampage, does the hit anything? There's the cage, there's the death blossom, the blade also comes in as well as the Kitsune wishes from both teams, and at the end of all of that, it is Arctic that come away with the fight win. Tuna ults available on both sides, and Strikes has another tire which we still didn't get very good success with so far today in other series. Let's see if they can open it up with the tire here as well to get even more success. Really early again, pretty healer goes with this Tuna ult, gets trapped, is 1 HP but somehow still manages to survive. A move trying to come from the flank. Zuzu is now forced, so on the defensive side, Joker probably is going to have to use this Tuna ult. They do, there is the tire takes out Aimu, Tuna ult is also going to enable Arctic to be able to chase. The slam comes in by Avers, but he's going to miss, but Iblu takes out pretty healer in the meantime, and Cold Wiz will also fall over. Little late stagger onto Lux, and all of a sudden we're looking at almost even capture percentage now for both teams. But the big thing right now for the side of Fluffy Pandas is Gordon having this overclock. They've got so much value so far on the Sojourn today. Let's see what they could do with this ultimate on board, as Lux will also now swap over to the Diva as well to probably enable them a little bit more. Aimu's already in on this angle, trying to cause a little bit more chaos. No one's really paying attention to them right now. Here is the overclock. They're going to walk up main, slam comes up by Atlas, it's going to miss because of the slide. A lot of focus going into this Malga. Overclock actually doesn't equal a kill, but Bum will end up dying. So Sun will end up dying to Aimu though. After the damage, Ivers goes in trying to get a right slam onto the Soldier, but will lose their life as Iblu will also fall over. Just like that, Strybucks will get a trade back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Point will be flipped to the side of Fluffy Pandas, but it's 82 to 99. There is still an opportunity for Arctic to get back with this Kitsune Rush and may potentially build up this cage, but they will be fighting into the Kitsune Rush on the side of Fluffy Pandas as well, which is actually going to come out now to try to deny them to also be able to touch. Sun swapped over to the Tracer to be able to touch, but Recall's already been forced. Havester will be able to make it with the slam. There is the Kitsune Rush coming out, but someone end up dying to the Diva in the meantime. If I have to win out call. Diva Bomb is also going to come in by Lux, which will be able to zone strikes, couldn't escape it. Those are both DPS down. Iblu's also down. Avas has to build up this cage to try and do something. He will cage, but he's all alone. 1 versus 5 on the point. 99 to 99. He will take over to 100 for Fluffy Pandas, and they will take the first round here of Arctic Peninsula and put themselves 1 round away from winning the tournament on this map. Some changes happened obviously from Arctic swapping of the roles. It's definitely done something. It's a lot more competitive. Avos getting a lot of value from that Malga in terms of getting slams onto the Sojourn and to the Kiri, but the Diva swap in the end was enough just to give that extra peel. Proactiveness as well by using the Kitsune Rush to be able to force all the cooldowns out from Sun on the Tracer, so then they could chase down Sun to make sure there wasn't really a long contest to happen going into that fight. So Avas swapping over to the Queen of their own, and they're going to have an Ashe Genji, but running it back with the Ana also coming out. Lux going to start on the Diva this time rather than the Queen. Maybe a swap will happen once they realise that Arctic are now mirroring this Queen comp now as well. Sun gets low, but will be able to escape. Aimu is trying to flank again from behind as the Genji onto Strokes. Looks like he might survive. Shout comes out, but it doesn't get any value. Aimu has actually killed Strokes somewhere off screen, but will die eventually to the dynamite. So both teams are even. Sun is in the face trying to get some value from this defense, but will get forced. But Blue gets killed by Gordon on this Ana trying to walk in. Joker's 1. Looks will be able to chase them down. Sun and Avas are the only 2 people still alive. The shot's going to come out by Avas trying to help them get out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Sun is 1 HP, will eventually fall to Gordon. Avas is still here. Strikes is also back, but Avas will eventually die. Strikes will also be chased, but looks like they will escape. And first cap will go over this time to Fluffy Pandas. Here, Strikes will get picked off late by the rail of Gordon. There's got so much value in just these neutral fights today. Gordon with this Sojourn pick. Judko is 1 HP right now. He's currently being chased around the map. Will likely die. Will eventually get staggered out. The Genji of Suns tried to come and help, but also might get staggered now as well because they're not in a very good position. Staggers coming out here now means it's a 30% already on the board for Fluffy Panda. Sleep's going to come out onto Gordon. The nade's also going to come out, and they're going to be able to kill Amos with 1 HP, but they're able to survive, so they get a pick. Adverse going to go with the Queen up, but I don't think he hit anyone, and if he did, he got Suzu'd. Bomb is also going to come out by Lux, but they're going to be able to kill. Son of kills out Amy in the meantime, and Advantage all of a sudden is with Arctic. They just have to actually cap the point and clear up these supports, which they'll be able to do. And at about 54%, unless it ticks over to 55, it will be when Arctic retake, well, actually take their first percentage on this point, with a Nella Blade coming up for them. But going into a Kitsune rush as well as an orbital ray, and Gordon again has this overclock. They seem to have this every single fight at the moment for Fluffy Pandas to be able to retake with. There is the blade in response to the June ult. Cold Wiz dies before being able to get any value. Pretty Healer also falls, so no support on the side of Fluffy Pandas, but Joko gets traded back and Blue's also 1 HP, so both supports are down on both sides. Lux is now also demet, but some more dives. Lux is now traded back. We're now in a 2v2 situation. Amos is 1. Avis will be able to kill them, even though Gordon will trade Storex. It's a 1v1 against the Queen, and he's not going to win this as the Juno manages to make it back. It's a trading fight back and forth, but Advantage is still with Arctic right now, as they also have cap off the point. Nice knife by Avos, and we'll be able to pick off Pretty Healer before they're able to escape. Blade use ults now available. 4 ults now coming up on the side of Arctic as they will now take the lead on this cough round, but DPS, double DPS ult as well as a Kitsune rush on the side of Fluffy Panda means there's going to be a lot of ults used in this next fight. 65% and counting. Rail shot comes out by Strokes, missed that able looks. Now swapped over to the Monkey as well from the Diva. A bit of an interesting pick against the Queen. Let's see if that's actually going to get them any value. Right now they kind of just forced it points, so they're forced them to go. Now he's going to come out on the Queen. Blade comes out from behind. Strokes will end up dying to Lux. There is the Queen although that will be able to kill the Genji and also hit the Monkey, but the Suzu comes out. Lux is able to actually kill 2, and Pretty Healer is also able to pick up Trico as well. Avers will take hold of it, but it's not going to be enough for them to turn. As 56%, 89% now on board for Arctic, with a Juno ult to come back with as well as an overclock. Only an overclock though available on the side of Fluffy Pandas. Lux will likely build up to that primal depending on how long the fight goes. Ivers now swaps off the Queen and goes to Malgus, that's a bit more better at dealing with the Monkey. Especially, let's see how this fight's going to go. So we're approaching last fight territory. Dive comes in, it doesn't actually hit, but Imu's dead to Imu because of the damage. Overclock's going to come in, but Sun's able to deflect it to kill Cold Wiz, but then will also lose their life from Gordon. Junior ult comes in by Junker, but no real follow-up kills happen because of it. Looks like they're going to try and get out and reset, but Junker's not going to be able to escape as Imu chases them down with Lux. Avos is kind of just hiding, making sure they can touch strikes. Has this overclock from the high ground, but it will only force primal, not really going to get any picks. Avos is going to pick up Pretty Healer in the meantime, and actually Strokes going to kill with the overclock at the end. Ibu falls though to the primal. Strokes is back with Gordon, and Cold Wiz is down. Trades back and forth right now. Sun's going to get the pick. It looks like it's going to go Arctic's way though with this trade, but it's still 90%, still a chance for Fluffy Pandas to be able to touch 95%. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to make it in time. The slade's going to have to happen by Gordon. Hopefully, I mean, we think they'll get punished. Sun's cooldown also gets forced. Lux is now back on the Doomfist. And as Wild God is, Wild Junker's going to be able to pick up to a kill as well in that. Doomfist is in, but the Doomfist is 1 HP, has to use the bot. The Moira's also going to fall to strikes Cold Wiz, and it looks like the Strike with that finishing blow onto Lux. We're going to be going to a 3rd round here of Arctic Valencia as Arctic hope to win this map and start the reverse sweep.
1-1. Ready for battle.
Dark This is insanely close. Both rounds coming down to the final fight. Let's see as we approach this third round now how both of these teams are going to approach it. Remember, if Fluffy Panda wins this round, they win the whole tournament. Arctic have to win to keep their tournament hopes alive. They're going to be sticking to their Malga with a Moira pick as well. But this time, Lux has decided to bring out that Queen, which we've seen them have a lot of success with, so join them on the Echo this time round. Rather than the Genji. Let's see how this Queen versus Malga matchup is going to work this time round, as Amu's already taken the angle as this Echo forcing a lot of damage with Pretty Healer, who's already 1 HP. It's very, very low Pretty Healer, but will be able to get help with the shout, but the shout stabbing force, which means Lux is able to be killed. Zeus is able to come out though just to keep them alive long enough despite of the slam, but Lux is taking so much damage. Blue dies, but Lux dies. In the meantime, Strux also trades back 2 kills actually with the E, despite losing a life to Cold Riz, even taking out Cold Riz as one of them. We're now in a 3 versus 1 scenario for Arctic, and they will take first cap because of it. Extremely scrappy fight. Cooldowns having to be used really early to save the Judo, which means the Queen didn't have their cooldowns available to actually roll one the way they wanted to. Cold Riz now makes that swap off the Kiri onto the Anna, looking for something to slow down. Strikes gets killed by Gordon off the screen. That Sojourn Mirror definitely going in Gordon's way. He's got another pick onto Iblue. We've seen this time and time again so far this series. They want to Avers, but not before Joker gets traded back by Amu, and that's going to be with the cap going back over to Fluffy Pandas now. We're about 33% on the board. 32% on the board for Arctic. Gordon just opening up on this Sojourn. We see this time and time again so far in the series with them getting these opening picks in the neutrals. They have their overclock now. Lux again has their rampage already. So let's see how they look to dictate the tempo, I think, here when they've got both of these ultimates available. Sun is the closest person to an ultimate on the side of Arctic, which is only a Dark Blossom, which is really not ideal to have as a fight, as an ult to start a fight with, more so than a fight to end the fight with. Slam's going to come in by Avers onto Gordon. Looks like they're going to be able to fly in and get away. The Sleep's also going to come in, but they will die in Gordon. Cold Riz also dies as well to Jukka. Despite the copy coming in onto the Malga very late by Andu, will get forced out. Pretty Healer will also end up dying. Aimu will trade Sun on their way out. Jukka's also going to get traded by Lux. So there's a few trades back and forth. Point has gone back to Arctic. Lux will actually take out both supports before dying though, which now means they can actually force the objective as both DPSs and the Moira swap has now happened as well. So it looks like Fluffy Panda is going to be able to take it straight back, maybe because of Lux killing both of those DPS there, and Strikes is going to get staggered after the Moira fading by Cold Riz. Looks like maybe Arctic will look to fight this though, because they do have ults to be able to make up for that player deficit, but looks like they're going to wisely wait and take this 5 versus 5. Again, a lot of ults available on both sides. Here is Pretty Healer though, starting this with the Juno Ray. Avers goes in with the slam, gets the cage, we ults on top, but nobody's dead. In fact, Ibu forced Sun finally kills Aimu, but Avers is now dead to Lux. Sun then trades it back to Lux. Strovitz takes out Gordon. We're now in a 3 versus 2 scenario. Sun takes out Cold Riz. Just Pretty Healer left now looking to get a trade and will eventually fall, and just like that the point is going to flip back to Arctic, but have to commit 2 very big ults to be able to get it done. They now have their own double support ult as well as overclock to be able to hold on to right now as we're approaching last fight territory here on Arctic Peninsula. Sorry, apologies. Avers though is going to pick off Amu. The Echo a little bit too far forward, will get punished. So this will now turn into the last fight here. Again, remember Arctic need to win this map to keep their tournament hopes alive. Fluffy can end that right here, right now as we're approaching this last fight. 3 ults a piece There is the rampage. Hits Jugker, but the Suzu doesn't come out to be able to save it. iBlue also uses their Kitsune rush, but it's also not enough. So much trade it back. Copy is also going to come out. Strokes is going to die to the copy of IMU, but Gordon is now down. Sun is 1 HP, but the Suzu from Blue is going to be enough. But iBlue is going to lose their life to fully heal it in the meantime. Overclock comes out from the copy, will clear off Sun 85% to 99. They know where Avas is, I think, maybe not. Avas is hiding behind a box right now, but they know he's there now because he's shown himself. So the touch is going to be still possible, but Drucker's probably going to die for the touch. Overclock's going to come in from Strybunks, but doesn't look like he's actually going to get anything. The coalescence is all on Avas. He's going to be able to fall without any help. Strybunks is able to, Sun is able to touch. iBlue is dead. Sun then also loses. Strybunks has to slide in, and Gordon will clear it up with the 2K, and that will be the end of the series, and it will be a 3-0 win to Fluffy Pandas. Congratulations on the tournament win.
Play of the game.
Nerf this!
So, congratulations, Fluffy Pandas, for the victory. And definitely, Team Arctic was not giving it for free. They really wanted to have the victory for themselves too. It was really good, tight fights. And all of the 3 teams played really well. I think you can all say GG's to yourselves. So, next tournament will be next year. Don't know when exactly, but we will keep you updated. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Optimus, for good casting, as always.
No worries. Let's look forward to 2025 and even more tournaments.